Hey, everybody. I just want you to know, hey, Deanne. Good to see you. Diva was in here earlier. She's like, her and her daughter, I think, are putting up some tiles. They're just finishing a little tile job, and then she'll be in because I know you guys really enjoy Diva and I together, and I definitely enjoy her company. It's a slow night. I felt it before I was going to come on tonight, like a little bit of a sleepy Fri-Yay going on. So we'll see who trickles in tonight on this Sleepy Friday. But yeah, I'm seeing lots of people going out to the stores and checking out what is coming in for spring. Broke Farmer's the one who called it Springmas or Seedmas, which I love it. I love that term. I think it's great. Um, I have not gone out and looked at seeds because I still am just organizing the ones I have, and I need to use those first. And I'm trying to be disciplined about that because it makes no sense for me to just collect seeds if I can't get out to the yard and use them. I just want to welcome you guys in. I've got numbers going like up and down on StreamYard, and I know it's weird with YouTube. It's delayed. Oh, wow. I just realized I've got to edit something again. I didn't catch something. Gosh, I like look like I'm already drinking and I'm not, or that I had a gummy and I didn't. So let me just fix that. How is everybody doing tonight? When you come in, feel free to tell me. Is that what it is? It's raining and everybody's in hibernation mode. Yeah. And I know some people are, missing. They have a follower, and I just found out she's in hospice, and it's just so hard. I know after doing the live for Yossi the whole day, I just wanted to break down and cry because you feel so far away, and we are. But I mean, like, you wish like some of these people you could be closer to, like if they were your neighbor, how much easier it would be to bring over a meal or figure something out. But yeah, I just felt like crying. So, um, some people might not be in the mood to come in and just, oh yeah, Passamaquoddy, yay! I'm glad you remembered. It's funny because when I did Yossi's thing on Wednesday, I thought it was Thursday the whole day through, and Q left a comment. She goes, "I thought you were going to do it on Thursday," and I was like, "Oh, that's right. Wait, oh, it's Wednesday." You will even hear me say Thursday in that live. I say it's Thursday. So yeah, I've had a weird week mentally. That's for sure. Oh, baby dress. How sweet, Passamaquoddy. I've got your thing up behind me. Underneath it, I have my heated blanket because my back is bothering me a bit. But I also think, not to gross the guys out in the chat, it's pelvic floor issues and muscle loss from just getting a little bit older and the fibro and sitting on the couch. So I've actually signed up for, she's like a physio therapist, that does like, she has an app and everything else, and I signed up for that to try and do some strengthening and core work and stuff like that because I was ripped. Like when I was younger, I played like beach volleyball, and I was not this out of shape. Hey, Miss T with the T and my diva in the dirt. Let me drop the link. Hold on. You know what? I did not. You know what? Just let me hold on. I've got to go do the. Should I do the edit? I'm trying to think if I should. Yeah, I better. Let me do the little customization so I don't get any sneaky weenies. Don't want no sneaky weenies back here. Even if they're little smokies. Nothing. Don't want to see it. All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, giggles. Kind of that concept is better than just doing those. Plus, those are always like iffy. Like, am I doing that right? I think that's right. So it's all different ways to strengthen your your pelvic floor and core. Um, oh my gosh, I just like clicked on it the wrong way. Hold up. Copy and paste, Carol. Oh, are you listening? Giving you the giggles. Gotta take care of that, stuff as we're getting, as we get older, you know. Hey Tin! Oh my gosh! Hey Tin TV! Good to see you pop in, hon. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bob, you're over there. I just dropped the link. I know, Diva, I know you're doing, I don't know if you guys are done yet with putting those tiles up. They looked really good, by the way. Taking a sip of water. I am trying to eat better. Hey, lady. What's up?
That's right. Woohoo! Oh, you don't need to see.
Made it.
You don't need my mess.
Hey, Michelle. Sorry you were below the little thing that popped up. Oh, thank you, Tin. So sweet. Yeah, I originally named it Just Call Me Naomi, but I figured no, I'll rename it because, we're getting excited about seeds. And, spring coming up north. I know everybody's going kind of want to get over all the yuck weather. And
I'm in the north and I have green grass and
yeah,
all the
well, you're like
budding.
You're like the northern Florida of the western coast.
We're the Hawaii of Canada.
That's
Hawaii.
it. That's it.
We're the Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh.
Hawaii of Canada.
You're not allowed to say that. The camera couldn't handle the two-piece signs.
That's right. Hey, Bob.
What's up, Bob?
Oh, look at
yeah,
that.
that's fine, Bob. There's no time. No, you must come up in 5, Bob.
You can only come up at in 9 minutes and 42 seconds. Any later, we don't accept you.
That's right. Unless you bring gifts. Unless you come bearing gifts.
Gifts of hundreds of dollars.
Yes, hundreds.
We accept all donations.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even run my PayPal, but we'll figure it out. I'm putting some stuff on my lower back. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Tian. I know I haven't been around in the Facebook chat for.
Been busy.
Well, yeah, I didn't announce it to the private group, but it was like I had a gig yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, in the afternoon. It went well. It was something. It had the word soiree in it.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Soiree. A soiree. Let me just see if I can find it. And they did a really nice job. But it was an enchanted soiree from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So what can you think of the clientele for an enchanted soiree from 2 to 4?
I almost spit my tea on as soon as you said that because I could picture them driving here. We're almost to the buffet, Howard. It's okay. It's all right.
Yep,
we're
that's
almost
exactly
there.
it.
Yep.
It's exactly it. It was at a seniors home, a big, and like they're really nice. Like these, they call it cruise ship living because everything's there. Like I was down parking. I was down in the parkade in below, and they have there's a hair salon, and there's a little old lady getting all her hair curlers out, and she's just sitting there, because she's getting herself spiffed up because she's coming up to the soiree. And I certain enough saw her with her beautiful curls as she came to the thing, and quite a few of the.
If I could sing, I would love to do soirees. I love that stuff. I love seeing them all dressed up and excited.
Yeah, at 2:00 in the afternoon, and it was. And many of the men wore suits, and the women, they had, and like to stay at these places because it's all your meals, everything's taken care of. It's, and on the menu,
clientele that can afford to do that.
You're looking at it's like $5,000 to $8,000 a month to live. So that these people have got cash.
Yeah.
And like on their tables, like they have the menus, and like it'll be like for the first course, it's this, a seafood bisque, or it's this, and then it's, and you
Yeah.
choose your three courses, and and you're served. And
Nice.
so yeah, there's lots of money that goes into those places, and they were giving everybody a glass, like, or they could have as much as they wanted,
Mhm.
of
Sorry.
champagne or sparkling wine,
Yeah.
or cider in a martini glass with cinnamon sticks. So it was a like a cocktail.
Nice.
And
I'm sorry.
yeah, and so because I knew that it was going to be at a senior center,
Mhm.
I knew that it's like, let's stick just to the, oldies, the Ain't Misbehaving, At Last, and things like that. And then also I was like, hey, good morning, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Um,
Morning.
and so then I said, is there any requests? Because it's
Yeah.
like they might have a favorite song, and it was like, the White Cliffs of Dover, which I don't know the song, so my accompanist, he just played it, and then later on it was like, could you sing The Rose? That's the only song I
Oh
can
my
think of.
That's
So
my
you
only
go,
song, like, I think I know somewhat still.
yeah, I go,
Funny.
okay, the last time I sang The Rose was probably I was 17, 18
Yeah,
years old.
exactly.
And then someone else said, oh, could you sing The Sound of Silence by Simon and
Oh,
Garfunkel? And you're like, yep, I haven't sang it since I was 17 or 18, but so sang through through those. There was, oh, they did want me to do
Dudley, is that you too? Hey, Wiley Living. Good to see
uh,
you. Welcome, welcome.
long time since you've been on. Well, nice
Yeah.
to have you here. I've never met Wiley Living.
It's been a good almost year, Trish, I think. It's
Ooh,
Trish. Trish has her own channel that she came through earlier and said hello. And
mm,
Dudley is her husband. And
okay.
a long way back, they went on one of our first, what's that called, Trish? The truck where the convoy. They went on the truck convoy. Cracking me up tonight. First with the early bird specials, because that's what I thought of. That they're always out at the early bird specials while people are coming home from work, and people are like,
Mm.
"Stop it! Get over to the right."
Yeah, I wasn't doing it like Disturbed.
Oh
Does.
gosh, they would have been like, "Ah,
Mhm.
never
Yeah.
heard it that way before, but
No.
nice job."
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh my,
Oh
oh
my.
my. Yeah. So yeah, they did do. They
Okay.
somebody requested "Girl from Ipanema," and so I sang it in Portuguese and in English, and sang a couple of
Wow.
tunes, and I sang a French song. I sang La Vie en Rose in French, and
Now, do you have like an iPad that you can like any kind like, or is this all from your memory, like all of it? Or do you
um,
do a phone, like, just a glance sometimes at the
I do.
lyrics?
I'm an old-fashioned girl, so I do put it in a book,
Oh, I love that. I
on
am too.
certain and like font 20.
Oh, okay, I never learned that trick.
because because when it's font 10, then
Yeah,
I'm bent over looking at it, and it's like just a second, so if it's on a big font, then you can just glance. Some of the songs I haven't sang for a while, so it
yeah.
was like I can do the first, every honeybee sings with jealousy when you see you out with me.
Mhm.
I don't blame them, goodness knows my honeysuckle rose. And then you're like, verse 2, nothing.
Your turn.
Just put up the jazz hands, jazz hands.
And now Carol's gonna sing. No, I'm just the jazz hands back here. I just do jazz hands. I don't
Yeah.
sing.
So if I don't have the lyrics, like, so for when I had to sing The
Right,
Rose,
Trish?
when I sang Sound of Silence,
Mhm.
I just bring it up on my phone, and I just
Okay.
put it on my music stand. And again, I can glance at it because there is some muscle memory for lyrics. But at my
Yeah.
age, like, oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
no, no, no. And even songs that I've written, or even
Yeah.
songs that I've sung for 100 years,
Yep.
I can still draw a blank.
Yeah.
And it's just
It just
like,
happens. You can do it right in the middle of a song. It's terrible when it happens. I have that from the ADHD. I have, like, just memory issues, and that's why, like, yeah, other than the whole I ended up losing all my voice to like
Mm,
allergies and just sinus
mhm,
issues and stuff.
mhm,
But when I did sing, I always had memory issues, and I didn't play an instrument because my mom tried to put me on the flute, and
mm.
then we took piano, and I had my book, and I don't know if my mom hid it because she just didn't wanna take me to lessons anymore, but I had finally, like, remembered to practice,
Can't
and
find the book, so we better not go to
yeah,
class today.
better not.
Yeah.
Well, I
Thank you, Trish. I appreciate your compliment. I appreciate that.
yeah, I just wondered how you pulled it out of your hat like that, because yeah, ugh. I
No,
even
I'd bring
see
it up on my phone.
yeah,
And
I even
then
see, like, people that I've gone to see on tour, and they do that. They're like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay, there we
yeah,
are. Alright."
yeah. Yeah. Well, if usually when you're in a concert and they are going everybody sing,
Yeah,
it's usually because it might be keyed too high and they don't want to strain their voice. But
yeah.
I know Barbara Streisand for
Thank
as many
you.
years as she's going.
Mhm.
She is hey gear. She has a teleprompter for her songs.
Oh,
Mhm. Oh,
excellent.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like, we all think that, wow, remember everything. Nope. She's got a
They use
teleprompter.
teleprompters. I never
Mhm,
even thought about that. That's the age this is
mhm,
the age of teleprompters.
mhm. Yeah,
Huh.
no, no.
Hey,
There's
Crush is
just
on fire. Welcome, welcome.
oh, Grumpa's on fire. Yeah, I just go, just don't even think that you can remember that, Maureen. Just let it go.
Yeah.
And bring your lyrics up. And some of them it's like, yeah, I didn't have any problem with that last or whatever, those kind of tunes.
Mhm.
But if it's something that I haven't sang for a long time, then it does
Yeah,
uh,
that would be hard to remember all that. I wouldn't be doing so
Yeah,
great
and
with it.
the great thing is with my accompanist Carl, like he didn't need any charts, and
Mhm.
he made the odd mistake, but he corrects it real fast. But
Yeah.
even like I think somebody wanted me to sing "As Time Goes By," which I've never sung, but Carl will play it in such a way that he will give me what my note is
Mhm.
before I sing it. And it's like he's able just to like he'll just throw it in there and I'll go, I need you to hold my hand for this song. And so it'll just almost it sounds so natural and he just puts the right notes in and I can grab them
Oh,
and
he's
I know
excellent.
I know
Yeah.
the tune enough, right?
When you guys played, the Christmas, uh,
Concert.
on concert, thank you. I I I had soiree still stuck in my head.
Played your Christmas soiree.
When you played that other the Christmas soiree, and we were watching, I could tell, like, you guys all jived really well, but you and
Yeah,
Carl definitely jived, and then when I saw you, I hadn't seen the video of you at, the ship coming
yeah,
in, and I was like, "Yeah, this makes sense that it's just, her and her accompanist, Carl, like, you guys
mhm,
really are a great pair."
yeah.
Like, when I was seeing that, I could
Thank
pick up on
Yeah,
that.
and it is because of his, um it's because of him that he is just so great at, hiding my mistakes or,
Mhm.
and the same thing for him. It's like he'll make the odd mistake, but I don't get caught up in it. I will just,
Yeah,
it's like he can be playing a wrong note and I'm just gonna stay right here and oh, there he's found me again and he's stays on track. So, but
that's awesome.
anyway, blah, blah, blah about me,
So
la,
you were
la.
doing so how did you did your bread too, or did you not do
Today
bread?
was today is bread day. So we made
Wow.
and I actually worked with a dear friend of mine because she goes, she watched the last video. And she goes, I want to do bread. And I said, well, come
Yeah,
on
me
Friday.
too. I wanna come
And
up.
so we, that's right.
Can I imagine selling that one to my husband? I'm going to go up and, get I have to go to Walgreens and get a picture, and he'll be like, "What for?" And I'll be like, "Because I need a passport." For why do you need a passport, dear? I wanna go learn bread from Marine, and she's not in the United States, okay? Uh,
She, she's in
mhm,
Canada. I'm
yeah,
just going to go to
no, it's
Canada.
it's just
Just
Canada. It's just in a little
yeah,
island off of Canada. I'll be home soon.
fine. It's yeah. Don't worry about it.
So you were teaching your friend basically the
Yeah.
the folding
Walking
method and
Yeah. Yeah,
and
doing this
everything.
long form of yeah, and then she took hers home and she'll bake them at home, but I'll be cooking tomorrow, but Tomorrow, today is my mother's birthday, and she's
Oh,
84. Yeah, so
oh,
I will be chatting with her a little bit later because I
oh.
haven't spoken to her yet. But tomorrow is my 2nd year anniversary of being a YouTube content creator.
Yay! Right around your mommy's birthday. That's kind of cool. That
Yeah,
helps to be able to remember it too, because I have no clue. Like I
you know,
don't know when I came on.
I don't think I knew that until I thought I know my I was thinking it was the 6th, but I was
Uh-huh.
like, I think it's around now that I started my channel 2 years ago. And so
Mhm.
I go and look it up. It's like, no, February 10th, the day after your mother's birthday. So now I will remember it. Maybe not, but
Oh.
I will try to remember it. So
So wait,
yeah.
so then tomorrow is the 10th. So for her parents, she was almost a Valentine's baby, your mom. How sweet.
Mhm.
Love
The butt
that.
files.
What's
I've
up,
never heard of the butt.
child? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're in a lot of the lives, like Broke Farmer. I'll see them in GTs.
Oh, cool.
Miss T, I think they come in with Miss T with the T.
Hmm.
And I've gone over to their channel. They were going through what was that place built that you were going through? I got to watch some of it, but I was crazy busy that day, the Bud Files. Um it, and they were saying how they were rebuilding it and you were touring it, and I can't remember because I watched something else similar but on TV with my husband, and it was a lady who had a place that the Masons and the Oddfellows used to use for their meetings, and it was so
Mhm.
interesting, like all the little quirks it had. Like for their robes, they had these built-in things, but then they had this like a really weird trap door in that room too. And she was an
Wow.
artist. So she was an artist, so she was really into it. But you
Creative.
open up the door of where their robes would be, and she's got like all these doll heads. Like it was creepy.
Creepy.
It was
Huh.
creepy. And then she had like a paper mache skeleton down in the trap door. Oh no, Q, I'm so sorry. Oh,
Oh.
thank you, sweetheart. You don't have to do that if you need to be in the like dark, dark. You can, you don't have to do that. I hope you feel better. I know what those are like. They're horrible. They're horrible.
So I want to know what I'm just looking it up here because the
Mhm.
Trish had said at Wiley Living, Mr. Wiley, I do hope you're subbing the new channels, please. So I don't know what that means.
Well, yours probably because he doesn't have yours, possibly, and any others that are in here that are new to them since they've been out.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
spelling it right. What am I?
It's Wiley living.
Mhm. Okay, maybe it's one word.
No, it's two. It's Wiley living. He's in the side again in the side chat. Do I
Oh,
have
okay. Oh, there
I
you
have
are.
modded or not?
Oh, okay. I think it's saying that it's Mr. Wiley that is.
Yeah,
Um,
Mr. Wiley, but that's their family channel that they post their
yeah.
videos on.
Okay, I am going to just subscribe and make sure that I'm just going to put on I'll just have a short silent on there so that I'm making sure that my subscription sticks to your channel. So, because this is the thing.
Yeah, right, Gear. Which kid did it? He's just kidding, though. Gave you the horrid migraine.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
did
actually, what I
too.
should be doing is I should be doing the work and going and bringing in.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I've gotta go over on the other side, I think. I forget how I do that. Yeah, it's through YouTube. Let me make it
I can,
easier for you guys. Hold on,
yeah,
Wiley.
I've got it on YouTube, darling.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm gonna mod Trish so she can do her thing, like, even next time when she comes
There's
in,
yeah, and then
so she can do it. Where is it? There you go. Sorry.
we're
Okay.
browsing.
Trish, I modded you so you can do it. Dudley, I'll mod you too because I've known them for a while. I've known them for years, but they took some time off.
Mm-hmm. Boopa boopa.
Trisha's
Wow.
like got she told me she's got her mom now too. So
Mm.
yeah. That was interesting to find out. I've been on Oh, you've been binge watching? What you been binge watching? Grumpus on Fire.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
right? She's got an excellent channel and she
Uh,
appreciates those hours. Thank you, Grumpus on Fire. Isn't she
I
excellent? Made
thank you.
for the
Bless
camera.
you.
Made for
Bless
that
you.
camera. Made for
Uh,
this business. Which I didn't realize it was a business when I got on. I was clueless. It really was. I was so clueless to it. It was really like, oh, I could get on there and make some friends and have videos for my kids if I like die, and they'll have videos of mom on YouTube,
mhm, mhm.
which would be cool to see. Like, I would think.
What I um,
Thanks,
that's what I
Doris.
have when I get myself. Whoops. Can I put it into our chat on here? Will it
Good.
work?
Yeah.
If I put it into, is it going to show up there for people?
Yeah,
Or
it's
do I?
showing up. I see it.
Okay, good. Then I can just drag it over. Let me just. I'll leave the because I do want to, be able to look, look at someone's channel, subscribe, watch it, something, comment, just so that my subscription sticks to you.
Okay,
And then I
Grumpus. Totally understand. I had my I had my
storm.
coffees. I had my coffees today. The black coffees. Although I did cheat a little bit and I found my what's it called, Lakota, the brand. I think it's the substitute sugar stuff, but it's not an organic one. It's the one erythritol and monk fruit together, and it's like a light brown. It's good. It's like sugar to me when I taste it. But I've
Right,
heard that, you have to be careful and use usually organic erythritol because it can be GMO because
right,
it's made from corn, which I don't
right.
get that. Like, how can they make like a one that doesn't have carbs from the same stuff that they make high fructose corn syrup from? Like,
Mm.
do they just suck it all out into the high fructose corn syrup? And this is like the leftover sweet stuff. It's like, oh no, this one doesn't have any carbs. It's all over here in the high fructose corn syrup. Oh, thank you for doing all the links. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of one of my jobs, right? Is it not?
Aw.
I'm supposed to be the rah rah girl, and then be putting everybody's comments.
And I'll be on Divas and I'll just be like blank staring. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me go get that that
No,
thing
no,
we're
no.
talking about.
You do amazing research, and then you bring up, pictures and stuff like that we need to look at. Like, it's like, well, how big is a polar bear's paw? Well, it happens to be a foot wide. Swipe of my head.
Oh, I
Whoa.
know. That video too that Robert put up in our one group where he showed the panther or mountain lion in Colorado stalking that guy. That's like my
Yeah.
biggest fear is wildcats. Wildcats and falling in the water with a gator or a big shark. Yep, there they are. Yep,
You
those are
know
my
what?
fears.
My biggest fear growing up
What?
was getting caught in quicksand.
Oh,
I
because
thought,
it was like on every show that it could happen at any moment.
and I just thought, yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to come across some quicksand, and
Mhm.
I'm going to be hooped, and it's just like not. And so, yeah, that was my one of my biggest fears was
That
ending
you
up
would,
in quicksand and hoping that someone would come by with a vine,
of course.
and be able to
Yes,
give it to me so that I could pull myself out.
exactly. Yeah,
Just
that was
say
like
to me,
almost every scenario of like, in the
Gilligan's
70s
Island.
shows. I was
Yeah,
just thinking Gilligan's Island. That's so funny you said it. I was like,
yeah.
what is that on Gilligan's Island? And I think probably it probably made the other shows too at one point,
Mhm.
like
Oh, yeah,
Fantasy
oh,
Island, maybe even.
You always were going to come across, and that was, I was going to grow up, and I knew that it would be like, dag nabbit, I'm going to come across some quicksand, and I'm going to get sucked down into it, and hopefully I will have somebody.
Hey, J3. Good to see you, J3GS Farm. Thank you for coming in. I'd actually probably have to drop the link again.
I'm just getting this. I'm trying to get
it. Is working tonight.
And TN, I don't know if you're still in here, but I think I was subscribed or whatever, but I hadn't seen any of your videos, and it's like, my, you have quite a nice, handsome beard there, sir.
Yeah, and when he shaves it off, he looks like a teenager. He does. We made fun of him because it was like, how did that happen? You just shaved like 20 years off your face and you're a teenager again.
Tin TV.
Well, hello, sir. Welcome. Welcome to
hello and hello. But why you got to drop the chat when I come over? I'm just coming to look at you ladies and see what y'all talking about.
You can just come and look. It's okay. I just noticed it had been like way up there in case, and Bob says he's probably going to come back in a little later. He was eating his Choco Taco.
Choco Taco?
Yeah, because he, has the life of a teenager.
We're going to let this go because I'm going to start giving you some pauses from the other show.
I'm not eating that. Bob is. Bob said that's why he needed a pause because he was having his Choco Taco. I haven't seen those since high school, I don't think.
Choco Tacos.
Yep. Indeed. No,
in the word of David Corey, hella pause.
Hella pause.
Hella pause.
Hella pause would do damage to my menopause.
I'm sure it would. I'm sure.
Yeah, hey, I did make these are my cookies today. They are sugar-free. They are not taste-free. They're almond butter, an egg, and then that no sugar stuff. But I don't usually do the no sugar stuff because it's not really good for you because it's a chemical. But I just needed something sweet today, and then I put in almond extract and a little vanilla and cinnamon to give it something. And it hit the spot with my coffee. I was like, okay, now my body thinks I'm eating real sugar because it's even giving me that like sugar high. Where you're like,
I think
I had some sugar.
If you're eating it with coffee, your body gonna love it anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, ooh, it's dessert time. Yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, I just learned something brand new.
What?
That if in the chat on YouTube, if I just click on the person and it'll say go to their channel, because here I'm trying to type in.
Oh, honey, yeah. Oh, I didn't know you didn't know that as a mod.
You sharing your channel out?
Everybody's helping people in the side chat.
I'm sharing them all out. I think I got you, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't using that shortcut. Yeah, when you're a moderator, you can do that. If you're not a moderator, you can't do any of that.
Right.
But because you're a moderator, you on the YouTube side, you can go in, click on their channel, and yes, you can get to their channel much faster.
I think
you're not sharing it out either, are you? You're not sharing your channel out either, are you? Because I don't see that paperclip up at the top of my screen.
I don't know how to do that.
Like I want to share it out with you too.
Yeah, I don't. We're trying to do that with Diva, and I don't know how you do that. I've never done that paperclip thing ever.
When you see us in the morning again, when you come in the morning again,
okay,
mention it then.
All right, okay. And you can walk us through it because I've never done that, so I don't know.
Because that way it's your show, but Maureen can share it out. I can share it out. Anybody that comes to see you can share it out.
Oh, so what do I pin it? Like, is it pinned up at the top of the chat, or is it pinned in here with us in StreamYard? That's where I'm confused. Like the link.
The only thing I know is if you got it, you get the paid version or non-paid version.
I have the cheap paid version. Like I got rid of it, and then they're like, "Hey, you can have this $10 version if you'll just come back." And I'm like, "Hey, I'll take the $10 version."
$10 version.
That's right.
But Up at the right top screen, there would be something that looked like a green check mark,
Oh,
and it'll have something that looked like a paper clip,
uh-huh.
and all I had to do was hit it, and I could share you out also. So
Oh,
you get credit, I get credit, Marine get credit.
yeah. I must have to have like the next one up or something.
Now, if you pay for it, you can get it.
Hmm. I
Don't
have
matter
to
what.
look. I'm gonna study that. I'm gonna look it up.
Even the cheap one,
Hmm.
Right.
Well,
if
ma'am.
it's the
Yeah, if
Well,
it's a cheap one.
cheap one or not, I got cheap
GT.
one.
Okay.
GT, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I was even.
GT.
Who was I watching? Oh, I can't remember the channel. I got her from you guys.
Um,
And she was doing something on the other. It's not StreamYard. It's another one that a lot of people are trying out because it
EV
has like
Muck,
yes,
EV Muck, yeah.
EV Monk. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Shawnee.
I don't know too
Hey,
much about
Shawnee.
EV Muck, but I use the StreamYard. That's what I'm familiar with right now.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. It seemed like it was pretty good when they were using it. It has a lot of little add-ons.
Yeah,
I
it has
forget
a lot of
Storm.
add-ons.
Yeah. Storms was using the free version though, and I forget it didn't let him have many people on at all, I think, on the free. So
Yeah, you mean on StreamYard, the
no,
free
on the
stream?
EV Bucks.
On the EV
StreamYard,
Muck,
I think you can have what is it, 4 on the free or 6 on the free, but you only have so
on the
many
free,
hours. Then they're like, you might want to pay us now because you're out of hours and
yeah,
you're right.
on the free version, I think you have up to 4.
Is
On
it
the
Yeah.
4?
paid
Okay.
version, I think we can have up to 10.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
I've
that's
had
what I did 2 weeks ago when I was doing my live, and it was like, and I had everybody up, and it was like, um, oh, David Corey was going to come up, and he was sitting in the thing, and it was like, I go click him in, he go, you can't, you're only allowed, whatever many, and it was like, you got to buy it, and I went, okay, fine, I'm buying it. David Corey's coming up, and then I went,
Hey,
and so then
Morgan, I missed saying hello to you. Sorry about that.
So then I said, oh, maybe I don't want it. I'll just use it for that one. And so, because it was going to be like 29 or something like that US for me. So it'd be like 35 or whatever. I don't know how much it was. But so then I said, no, I'm going to cancel. And they go, well, why? And I said, because it's too expensive. And I said, yeah, because it's too expensive. And they said, well, do you want the $10 one? And I said, yes, I do. Thank you.
I love that when they do stuff like that. Yep, I'll take the $10.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't
they
know.
actually offered it as like their Black Friday sale
Right.
this year.
Yeah, I almost got it then. So I'm just going to say, Shawnee, I'm just going to let you know that your birthday card is coming in the mail. I sent it a few days ago. It might
Ooh,
say Merry Christmas, or no, it says Springmas on it too. So I
oh,
sent you your
sweet.
seeds. Her
Oh
Springmas.
yeah, that tomato. That's right. You have that cool
Zero
tomato
grind
seed.
19.
Hmm?
How you
Dear
pronounce?
Gritty.
Huh?
Yeah, Gear Grid 19.
Oh,
Dear
Gear
Gritty.
We
Gear.
just call him Gear.
Gear.
Okay, Gear.
He
What's up,
floats.
Gear?
He floats around. You won't know he's there sometimes until you go to shut down, and then he'll be
He's so
like, "It's early yet."
early. What do you mean? And it's like,
Pop
it's
out of the bushes. It's early yet.
yeah.
GT, the link is up above if you can't get it. If you want to come up. I surprised J3 and then he felt obligated. I feel bad now.
We saw you. You're coming up, sir.
Yes. Yes.
So J3, were you when you were a kid, were you afraid of when you grew up that you'd maybe fall into quicksand? Did
Yeah,
you
did
have that?
you remember that from the 70s show that everybody
No,
like falling into
I,
quicksand?
I was a. Let me see. I was running the street. Well, there were different streets than they are now. I
Mm-hmm.
was running the streets when I was
Right.
5 years old.
Okay.
I had a paper route when I was 6.
Wow,
Okay.
yeah, it was a different time.
Hey,
That's
Miss
right.
T.
The kids could have paper routes real young. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So you weren't concerned about falling into quicksand, because that was my biggest fear. I think was going to grow up and fall into quicksand and hopefully.
As a little kid, I grew up in Albany, New York.
Right.
You did?
Ain't no quicksand nowhere around there.
I was born in Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
That's That's cool.
I was raised in Auburn. I wasn't born there. I was raised there.
Okay.
I was
Well, we
born here in
moved right
Georgia.
away.
Yeah, I was
Dad.
born in Georgia, and we went to New York when I was 3 years old.
Oh man, you got robbed of the good weather and got sent to snowpocalypse.
And that's why I don't like it now.
And my dad didn't either. And somehow my mom got him moved back to PA when they retired. But they loved the drives, like up north, like they loved going through all the country and everything in PA. So that was what they enjoyed while they could drive. You know,
whenever me and the wife were arguing or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no, it was down here. You argue. Down here, you argue.
No, the second part of my life was in Chicago.
So wow.
I teased my wife. I said, if I knew you was from Chicago, I'd never married you.
Oh, Bob. Hello, all. Hello, Jay.
Hey, Bob. Then I hear a slam. Then I hear a door slam, and I'm good. I'm quiet.
Good plan.
I like Gear's his comment. I grew up fearing quicksand and cars with tinted windows with their windows a quarter of the way down.
That's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But
quicksand.
Those were all the like.
I grew up in a mill town in Canada, and it's like we're just all jack pine trees. Like it's like and very, very remote. Like well, not remote, like what you'd think remote was, but we were a little tiny town. But yet I thought that I would come in contact with quicksand when I got older. That was a concern of mine. There was no quicksand in Canada. There is none that I know of.
You know what that it was trying to tell you when you get into life.
Yeah.
Life is going to suck you up. And the problem is you're going to constantly trying to pull yourself out, but you're going to keep sinking.
Yeah.
But you're here on Earth with us.
Deeper meaning. Wow.
Quicksand.
That comes with age. Well, let me stop. Bob may be older than me, but that comes
I am probably. The only quicksand I ever saw was every Saturday morning those old Tarzan movies starring Johnny Weissmuller, and they had a scene in most of his where the bad guy would fall into the quicksand, that was the only quicksand I ever thought of.
Usually the main characters would fall in, and there would be happen to be a vine somewhere, like Maureen said. There would be a vine that they could be rescued out of the
that lifeline come out, you could grab it and pull it.
Pull yourself. There is no vines up in where I lived. There I don't know if there's vines anywhere that would be able to hoist my weight up. But
what it is, the telephone line was supposed to pop somewhere near you. The only problem, you had to think about it because it could be a hot wire or it could just be a wire.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So I'd have to just test it.
Just lick it a little bit. Yep.
Hey,
it's not a battery.
Just go ahead and sing.
It's not a battery. Come on.
I don't know if this one. If this wire this one.
You just see her turn into a skull and bones, like in the show.
Right. Because
like on the cartoons. Like
she's skull and bones.
Falling down. She said she couldn't get saved, so she just took herself out.
Mm-hmm.
I do because I don't want to die in quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll die from electrocution, but not quicksand.
You know, if you get realistically, if you fall in quicksand, you won't go down unless you start moving. If you start moving, you start to sink. But what you need to do is you need to take and try to go parallel like you're swimming, and you'll stay on the top till somebody find you.
Okay.
So you just kind of lay on back and float.
I feel much better. My little girl now feels like, okay, if I come in contact with quicksand in my old age now, I probably will be okay. Why do you know this, Three? Have you experienced quicksand?
He was in the Army. They prepare you for everything.
That's part of military training.
Mm-hmm.
Let's back up. That's part of the old military training. I don't know what these kids do now.
No.
It's changed a lot since I was in the military.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh boy.
Yeah, we're kind of in trouble. We are in trouble. It was
where are
you,
JT?
What's up, JT? You driving again? Yep, he's driving.
Are you waiting?
Yeah, I got it.
Or waiting.
No, I'm driving. No, I'm driving. I got to go get some for my brother. My brother, he got a projector coming in the mail, so I'm going to my dad's house to go get it for him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, GT, are you still mad?
Mad? Oh yeah, about that.
Are you still mad?
Gross. Right,
Oh man,
Miss
You
G?
can get it off your chest if you have to.
Yeah. Haven't seen his quick live. You need to go over there and see it.
I haven't seen it.
He just did it today.
I'm just concerned.
He was in his feelings about something about the Costco. And with Costco or Walmart, I will not buy their meat because both the stores are too large, first of all, and people can pick it up and then decide to put it back after they've been around that whole football field, who knows how many times, and then go, oh no, I got this other thing over in the paint department, so I'm going to put that meat back now.
Yeah. And I advise,
but I don't pull from the top. I always look for the piece that I desire more. Whenever I buy meat products, I always look through and I find the one that is the most appealing. And
that's what's nerve-wracking about what happened to you, because I know I heard you say you do really try to be careful and you were digging for the piece.
I will watch it, but so I have a dear friend who they own their own butcher shop in my hometown, and they moved away, and they are and so he became a meat cutter person for the big box store, and I had told my friend, like, she's been around all of this for years with her husband, and I said, yeah, I buy all my meat from a butcher, and she says, that's very good. And that's coming from the wife of somebody who works at that big box store.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say that again. My mind just went somewhere. What?
Oh, so me saying, hey, I don't buy from that big box store. I won't buy my meat.
They say it.
And she said, very good.
Right.
Yeah. She didn't go like, hey, look, this supports my family, la la la. It's like I buy from a butcher here in town. She says, and very good that you do.
And I'm gonna tell you plain and simple, do not, if the meat is seasoned, don't get it.
No. Yeah, if it's pre-seasoned, they're trying to get rid of old
meat. Colored and orange. And do not buy 99% is
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
They're hiding it with the garlic and onion and so what was that?
I thought you know, I'm gonna be honest with you now. Now when I seen the meat, I bought the meat because it seemed like they was helping people. Like, hey, you don't know how to season, so I'm gonna season it for you. No. That's why I thought. I didn't know any. I don't know any better.
I bought it too before. I bought the tenderloins when we were newly married because they were already pre-marinated. I've done it. That's what I thought too, GT. The gas thing too. What Trish is saying is a big thing now. Wally World does a lot of that. Gas in the food.
Answer this question for me.
Sure.
Out of everybody on the panel, what color is steak supposed to be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I only get the Jello red.
I know what color because I've butchered animals before. I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. But sometimes there's a steak in the store that looks like this, and another one next to it that looks like that. It's like,
yeah.
No.
And most people want one that look pretty.
It's a great. Wait. This pun. Wait, where'd it go? I can't catch up with it. Great pun. All this meaty knowledge.
Pause, Miss T. Pause.
Oh, that was.
I thought that
she already put some pauses in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I thought from what people said it's supposed to be brown, but I don't know. I've never experience what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, me
But what is
either.
it supposed to look like?
Butchered an
Bob?
animal.
It will look like some meat that was actually drained. It
Yeah.
won't be no bright red. You have a dark reddish color, but it's not red. It's more like a brownish, grayish color like that. But in order for me to sell it to you, I'm going to inject it with this food color, and it's going to be nice and pretty. So Gigi can get this big old pretty steak.
It looks like when I've butchered animals in the field before, and it looks like what it's supposed to look like. I can't really describe it. It's not one distinct color, but it's dead flesh.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you understand what I mean? It's like, I don't want to get too gruesome, but you'll recognize it when you see it when it's fresh.
Right.
You know? But when the stuff that's wrapped up in plastic is like,
it's like a Jello red, right? It looks like you put red dye in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I never knew, like what GT said, and you know, I never knew what it's supposed to look like because I have never done that. You know, sent an animal to freezer camp and butchered it.
Yeah, it's not a bright color. It's not a bright color. It's not a bright, glistening, appealing color. It looks like dead meat. You know, I mean, you'll know it once you see it. When it's fresh, you'll know. You'll see it.
We have been
it's gamey. I'm sorry, J3, go ahead.
We have been tricked all our lives because we don't kill our own animals and stuff like that. But if you killed it, you'll know what food looked like. But we go to meat market, we go to Wily World, we go to all these different places, and it's there to look pretty because the eyes is what buy your food, not your brain, not your heart, your intuition.
Right.
Your eyes is what buy that food.
Eye appealing.
Yes.
But that's we make a lot of our choices off of eyesight. When we choose that companionship, we look for certain things.
Yeah.
When women choose their hair color, they look for certain things. Fingernail polish, all of these things we make judgments off of our eyes. And you know, when I buy from Wally World or all these other stores, it's a trust factor that I believe that it should be upheld. So I don't look at it the same way until today, where it's like, you know, this is the second time in 3 weeks that this has happened to me, and it makes me a little leery.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we're dealing with corporations that make
but that's is it ethical to do that? I mean, it just
no, it's not ethical.
This is not about ethics. This is about money.
It's exactly it. It's all about greed and money. Yes, the bottom line.
I also give a little tip for you guys. When I worked at Boeing, a guy I worked with, he was a state certified butcher for the state of Wyoming. Worked in the meat market in a supermarket. He also told me, well, you mentioned about that spiced meat. Don't buy that. And he also said, do not buy a sandwich from the deli in a supermarket. Because that's what he said. They take that meat that's not good. It's not rotten yet, but it's right on the edge. And they send it over to the deli, and then they run it through a meat saw, and then they make sandwiches out of it.
Nope.
Don't buy meat from the deli in a supermarket.
Oh, man.
Straight out. He said straight out.
They cook
it.
Most Wally Worlds and all that stuff, they got a kitchen. They do what they need to do, and once they cook it, they set it out for you because it's looking nice, brown and rotisserie and everything. Yes, I don't want to cook when I get home. I'll buy it here. All I got to do is make some vegetables when I get to the house, and we fall for it.
Yeah. So I got another question now, because I'm thinking about it as I was at one of the stores. They were selling meat, and they was taking meat off of the thing that was expiring the day in question, and he didn't handle it like it was going to be thrown away. He handled it like they was going to do something else to it, and I was like, you know, and it just, I seen a ball pass by, and it was like ball, so it just now crossed my mind again, like, what else could they have done with that meat? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
we're being tricked.
Let me add a little bit too.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Trish is right that we import more than we export. USA imports more beef than we export. Yeah. Let me just breeze through here. Let's see. Certain conditions. Fresh, chilled, or frozen beef from Paraguay. That's interesting.
Brazil, Paraguay. We even get some beef in the U.S. from Australia.
Yeah, here it is.
That? Yeah.
Our beef imports come from all over the world, apparently now including Paraguay. Other countries we import from include, but are certainly not limited to, Brazil, Uruguay, Australia, Namibia, New Zealand, Mexico, Canada, Japan, China, and the list continues. Okay.
Yes.
We are in the beef industry. Why? Like we...
I know, isn't that weird? We do sell our beef abroad, so why do we import it from other places? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Get it either.
Bob, are you over 60?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. You might be older than me, but no, I'll be 63 next month. I asked that for the simple reason. Are you older than me?
I'm 60 right now. 60.
Oh, okay. Oh, you younger than me. But no, I was saying it because like when I was growing up in Chicago, they had factories there, and people would go work at the factories and stuff. But later on, there was no factories. You didn't see that puff of smoke in the air. The factory was something else. They took all our trash and sent it over there.
Yes, I remember
what they do is they melt it down and they make something else and send it right back to us.
True.
And we pay for it. We pay them to take our trash and we pay to get it back.
Yeah.
True.
That's so crazy. Yeah.
Starting the food and stuff. We have more than enough beef, pigs, you name it here. Because it's an industry, we get what they have. Like they know how to cut a chicken up better than we do. They know how to clean it up better than we do. No. Because them folks in the big house, we want to be friends with them. So all their stuff coming here and our stuff, don't cook it, don't use it, don't do this, don't do that. But we're using the stuff that's coming over to us.
That's true, because a friend of mine in Australia says that Australia sends billions of tons of iron ore to China. The Chinese take that iron ore, they make it into steel, and then they sell the steel back to the Australians.
Yes.
How does that work? How could that be more affordable? But it does. That's how it works.
We take
it's something like that. Similar happens here in Alaska with the oil. They send it to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
They
send it somewhere else to purify it, then they sell it back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, oil refinery or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes over. A lot of it goes to Japan, and Japan has got oil refineries where most of our oil refineries have been closed down.
Yes,
it's all because the contamination and the EPA and all that. You know, they closed a lot of it down because they don't want to pollute our ground and our water.
I'm on a
send it overseas.
I'm on a statistics website, and it's so weird, but this is tons, 1,000 metric tons of pork. Guess the year from 2019 to 2023, which year had the most imported pork from China? Take a guess.
Which year?
Yeah, which year from 2019 to 2023?
19.
Well, since we had this thing going, so I'll say
I'm gonna say 2020.
Yep. 2020. 2020 was 4,390, and the next year was 3,710. Prior to 2019, we imported at the most 1,620 thousand. That's by times 1,000 metric tons. It has only gone back. It has only gone down again in 2023. So that's a little weird. Why?
Well, look at it this way, guys.
Pandemic.
Look at it this way, guys. Okay, I go overseas a lot. You guys know that.
Yeah.
I go to the wet markets where the locals get their food. They bring in pigs. The pigs are killed outside of the city. Then they're brought in and they're cut up right in front of you, and it's served out, on trays, not plastic wrapped.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I never get sick from that. Never.
Wow.
Because it's fresh. It's fresh. The stuff I get in the supermarket here is imported from God only knows where, and it's been wrapped in plastic for how long? No joke, man. I can still see the blood running out of the meat when it's put in front of you in the wet market, and it's fresh. I think the thing that does a lot of bacterial harm to you is in transportation. Now, who knows where that stuff coming from?
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I think it was during that whole thing, pandemic time. Didn't we find out that Smithfield was bought by the Chinese?
Something like that.
And I stopped buying their product then, but now it's like it went down. So I wonder what's going on, that it was so much and then it went down after.
Let me put this. You will be surprised how much they own over here versus what we own over there.
Oh yeah, I would be. I mean, I wouldn't be, but I would be, like, because we hear about them buying up land here all the time.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Vancouver, the Greater Vancouver area, it's known as Vancouver, Japanada.
Wow.
Yeah.
They building a new car plant right up here, not too far from me.
Are you kidding?
And
who's building? Who's building there?
Or Japan?
Who is it? I think it's Japan.
Well, Japan at least is an ally now.
In order for you to work there, you have to go overseas before you can work there.
Oh, to get trained from them too.
Their 5S methods of manufacturing. I learned all about that at Boeing. Yeah, very efficient. The Japanese. I worked for Japanese farmers when I was growing up.
Yeah,
they are the most ethical people I have ever known in my entire life. Straight up honest. Those are the Japanese Americans that I know, and I've dealt with their business leadership coming to Boeing, working with us, teaching us the Deming's 5S method. I would rather work for the Japanese than almost anybody else. They are straight up honest people, and they do care about your health and your safety and your welfare on the job. They are good people. They are solid people. The big country next to them, China, I know them. I see what they do overseas. They are polar opposites of each other. The Japanese and the Chinese are polar opposites of each other.
They do enough videos for us to see on YouTube, TikTok, and all that too.
Yeah. I have to like what you said, Bob. Like, I've always kind of admired the way the Japanese are so the attention to detail. Their attention to detail. Like, I remember we would have our little trip up to Disney, and the Japanese had those Sony little camcorders. Like, before we all had them on our phones, they were coming over with the newest Sony stuff. So you would get like a peek at what was going to maybe come out in the United States in another year or two, what they were making over there. And it was like way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
Yeah.
In that department. So that was like...
I do subscribe to some channels here on YouTube that are Japanese handcrafting different things. That's how I learned how to work, was from the Japanese Americans. You don't talk while you're working, no matter what it is. You focus on what you're doing, and if whatever you're doing is not 100% quality product, disregard it. It does not go to the customer. We're talking about farming. If the cucumbers and the rhubarb that we harvested were not the top quality, it goes back in the dirt. I really have a lot of respect for the Japanese Americans. a great deal, you know.
Oh, they do. Okay. Whoops, I missed that. Toyota has one already in Georgetown, Kentucky. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was funny when everybody was like, all the rage over Lexus is Toyota. A Lexus is a Toyota. It's just a different name, is what I was told. It's basically the higher level of Toyota.
Higher end Toyota. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I know a few years back it was like, because we do have a lot of lumber here, so you know, we made some really great deals where we sell our lumber to you guys, and we sell it for, you know, a really like a steal of a price.
yeah,
Then you guys mill it, and then we buy it back at a higher price.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
no,
it's like,
how does that work? Money, the way the money works.
around. Yeah, so people can skim it, it seems like. The more it moves around.
We sell our water and stuff like that again, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
You know, like in Alberta, they got the oil fields and stuff like that, and it's like, we here in Canada, we could be completely self-sufficient, but no. We need to trade with, you know, everybody and whatever and stuff like that, and it's like, we could have decent prices. You know, we do have a lot of land mass that is not touched, you know, that. And the jack pine trees, they grow fast, they grow quickly, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I'm not talking about, like, we do have a rainforest here, even like on the island, stuff like that. And yeah, you don't want to touch those, you know, that is, you know, its own ecosystem. But there's areas where, like when we had the pine beetle come through.
We had that thing here.
Yeah. But the wood ends up looking blue, and you could still mill it, and you could still make stuff with it. You know, and it's like, no, we want to sell it to you and buy it back at a higher price. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Well, Carol, I thought I'd mention this to you. Carol knows my wife. We've been friends for years now, and my wife's got a master's degree in business. And I mentioned to her that I opened the mail the other day and it says you're delinquent on house payment. Yeah. And I went to my wife. I said, I know we have the money to pay it. What's going on? She goes, leave it to me. I'll call them. She knows how money works. She knows how all this banking stuff works. And she called them, and by knowing the right words to say and who to talk to, she got our house payment reduced with no penalties, and the person on the other end of the phone gets a little bit of the money, and we get a cost savings, and it wasn't a refinance. But if you understand how money works, and you talk to the right person, that's where that masters of business comes in.
Yeah.
I don't know this stuff.
Oh,
I put my debit card in, pay for the groceries, I go home. You know, that's all I know. I mean, really, you know.
I know, right? Me too.
But she knows all this stuff, and she got her house payment reduced. The person on the other end of the phone was going to work with her because that person's going to get paid for it. I don't understand how all this stuff works. Like, how can we send lumber from Canada to Japan or to the U.S. and get it milled and sell it back to Canada? I don't get it. I just don't understand it, you know.
Kier, I'm glad you proved him wrong. What a jerk. He was talking about, he got like, basically his boss told him to slow down because he was making other workers look bad. Well, now I know why he sped up his work and was doing really well. Because he was basically, the boss is like, oh, you can work here until the line starts backing up. Like, he really had a lot of faith in Gear putting him there. Like, you're probably going to slow the line down. You can just stay here and like take the spot and see if you can learn it. Wow, Gear, I'm glad you proved him way wrong. Good for you. I hate it when they can be condescending like that. Just give some people just a little bit of power, and they just,
I can run the world.
That's right. Right. I'm making my plans to rule it all.
No, I don't want it.
Down here.
Leave me alone.
I don't want it.
I'm retired. I'm retired. Leave me alone.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I got a question for you. Now, when you travel out of the country, are you going to the Philippines?
Yeah, we have family and a house there. Yeah, we have a house and family there. So, yep.
Yep.
Okay. I was actually because we have a lot of people here in Alaska from all different walks of life. And there's this one Filipino guy, and he was telling me about he retired at 52, I think, and everything else. And he was just talking about different fruits that are actually available there because I brought in some sugar cane and I told him I was gonna. He was talking about all kinds of things. He said lychee. He was like, no, there's better fruit than lychee. Yeah. And he just was really like he couldn't bring me any, but he tells me a lot of things, and he'll look up different fruits and show me and stuff. He does all this outdoor stuff out in Alaska because there's a lot of stuff to do. So he eats everything, and he's still small. Like he's in his 50s. No, he eats trash food too. He does. I'm telling you. I asked him one day, whenever I meet somebody that's older than me, I always quiz them on things because I'm trying to learn from you. So I'm gonna ask you questions and if you give me answers, then that's cool. So I'm asking him different things. And he was like, no, let me show you what I'm gonna eat for my lunch. And he brought out something with chocolate and rice. I was like, what are you doing, man? He was like, oh, I'm making something. I was like, wait, you're gonna eat chocolate with rice? He was like, yeah. I was like,
everything goes with rice in the Philippines. Eggs and rice. Right, Bob?
It's vegetables. It's what they eat is like 90% vegetables, man. And every meal has rice. Yeah. Every meal, every day has rice. Steamed white rice.
Was it like chocolate sauce that he was putting on his rice, or like what was it?
It was a chocolate sauce.
Okay.
I think he said cocoa. He said something that made me think of chocolate, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Cacao.
I don't. Okay. I mean, I almost tried it because I'm the type of person where if as long as it's not liver and onion, I try it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Let me go. I'm not taking pictures of your screen, but I'm gonna take a photograph of one of my videos and show you guys how well they eat over there. Oh my God, man! Wow.
Some of the stuff that I grow, GT, like the bananas that I have that are kind of like a cooking banana. Bob showed me a video where the girl was taking the bananas. They were green, like they are on my tree sometimes. Hey, Duval, what's up? Duval, City Girl Gardner. Thank you for coming in.
What's up, Duval?
And she basically steamed it with also the ubi, like an ubi or the true yam, a purple yam. Well, I have both. It looked so good. First, she steams it. She eats her yam, which is more like a potato. It's not a sweet potato. She eats that while the bananas are cooking. They turn yellow because she's steaming them in the skin. In this cold, and then she takes out this huge mortar and pestle and just starts working it all into like this banana plantain like paste. Adds like a condensed, I think, cream, Bob, or like a milk. Like maybe it was coconut milk or coconut cream.
Coconut milk.
Okay, coconut milk. And then add some sugar to it. And she just like eats that like a dessert, I guess, is what they do. So their bodies are used to a lot more starches and than we are, I think, processing it. And they walk everywhere. They walk a lot.
They walk everywhere. Yeah. Most people don't own cars. They walk.
Yeah.
And is there a lot of sunshine there?
Oh yeah. It's
really
hot.
See, that's the contributing factor as well. The sun burns a lot of toxins, and that's how people from the South that I know of, we used to have this dirty diet, or we used to have this tradition of eating certain foods or whatever, but we burned it off because of the sun. But we're not exposed to that type of stuff anymore. We live in comfort now. We want air conditioning, everything, and we don't commute the way we used to. So things have changed, from my opinion. But Carol, now I have a Zappa. Oh man, Zappa. I forgot what it's called. It's Zappa something.
Is it Zappa or is it Sapa? Sapadillo?
It's
Sapadillo?
It's Zap. It starts with a Z, and I think it's Zappadilla. exactly what you described as far as the condensed milk, the coconut milk. The sugar is what I'm going to be utilizing to make a shake.
Huh.
Yes. What is it called? A shake? That's what they told me. They told me that once the
watch out. Watch out.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
No, that's a U-Haul person. I hope they got the insurance because U-Haul don't play.
Right.
But I'm gonna be making that. They told me, they said when it turns, I went to a Dominican grocery store.
Okay.
Yes, and I spoke to them, and then his wife, and she was like, "Do you know how to eat this?" I was like, "No." I said, "I just want the seeds from it." And she was like, "Oh, wow." And I told her stuff, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Well, I could tell you something. When this gets soft, then you do this, blase, blase, blase." And I was like, "Oh, okay then." So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Does it have like a kiwi outside, like that brownish paper?
It's brownish. It's brownish, but it's a kind of a large fruit.
Like this. Is it like that?
Like yes,
that big?
yes.
Okay, we call it zapadillas here. It's probably zapadilla is what they call them.
It's got
Dominican.
They're black fruit. I mean, black seeds.
Black seeds. Be careful because the seed has a sharp point on it too. Is it?
I don't know.
Did she mention that they can sometimes taste like brown sugar pear? Like a pear and brown sugar? We actually have a tree in the neighborhood, and they're delicious. You don't even need to put them with anything if it's the same fruit. You have to like shoot a picture or something and show me.
I got a picture, but I don't know how to. I got a picture of it.
Email it to me, and then and maybe when I go out walking, what I'll do is I'll take a picture of the tree for you so you can see the tree. They're fast growing and they produce a lot of fruit. I want one.
Do they grow in Georgia?
They might. Let me look them up. Let me look it up. They have different varieties, but it tastes kind of like you baked a pear in brown sugar. They're delicious.
Whoa, that sounds exquisite.
Yeah.
And they said they put it in a blender and they make the smoothie. That's what he said.
Yeah,
they said that they make it into a smoothie. And I remember because I was gonna go by there today and ask them, but when somebody said something about a condensed milk, it all came back to me because they pointed when they was talking or whatever, because they were talking to each other because I asked about something and then he said it to her and then she repeated to him in English. She told him in English what does it mean or whatever. And my son, he takes Spanish, and I was like, "Did you understand anything?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Man, what are you doing there? what are you taking Spanish for if you don't understand nothing they saying?"
I think it's a little bit different type of Spanish in the Dominican.
But he should be able to say. They were saying something about grits. Come on, son.
You got Spanish and you got proper Spanish. And some other versions.
But there should be some similarities, like
it might have been
like dialect.
Portuguese is totally different. I said it might have been Portuguese or Portuguese. And that sounds a little bit like Spanish sometimes. And then it's like, no, that's not Spanish. So did he say, did he mention like that? I don't think that
What's that, corn?
No, that's mangoes and fresh fruit on a roadside stand.
Yummy.
Alongside the road. This is actually on a video. This is how well they eat over there. There is food over there. This is my wife, but here. This is a roadside fruit stand in the Philippines.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we loaded up a couple armloads of that stuff. It's cheap as hell, and see how much food is over there.
Yeah.
I need some of the mangoes.
I know, right?
I love the mangoes over there. Oh my God, they're good. I mean, those things are right off the tree, maybe a day old off the tree.
Okay, here. I'm gonna add this after you're done, Bob. Just let me know. That looks wow. It's a huge. I would love a fruit market that's an actual fruit market like that. Just like that.
Yeah.
They're all so commercialized now.
None of that stuff's wrapped in plastic. None of it's brought in from Mexico. None of it's frozen. None of it's picked ripe and ripen up in the back of a truck.
Okay, Mama.
Right off the tree.
Yeah. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, here's a smaller one, but this is a zapadilla. They gave you the proper name. No?
Nope.
It doesn't have that brown outside? This is a small one.
It's shaped like it's shaped like a footballish. Like that one cartoon.
Wait, hold up. Did they say if the inside is orange?
You never know.
I think
you
so.
Never know who's in your chat.
What you talking about?
But I was going to tell you.
My Renaissance grandma, how you doing?
What's up with you, my Renaissance grandma?
She done said I can have any mangoes.
No, no mangoes for you, sir. Love my Renaissance
it's
grandma.
something like Zappadeo. Let me see if I can look in.
The real name for it is Manila. Oh, here we go. Manila Cara Zapota.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
Zappa.
That's what I was trying to explain to you. That one that I was showing you was small. They start off little round things and then they get real big and they can be kind of football shaped. They only grow, to answer UJ3, it looks like only 10B, my zone, through 11. So they're very tropical, native to Mexico, Central America. Okay. But here's the tree. The tree is really kind of pretty. It was Malachi's favorite tree to climb. They're very prolific fruiters. You probably could still get it and maybe push the zone a bit if you're like 9B.
Well, I'm 9 right now. I'm 8 and 9 right now.
You could probably keep it in a pot and bring it in. I imagine that you could probably dwarf them.
I ain't bringing nothing in.
Okay, well then all right.
My citrus trees out there crying now because I didn't bring them in doing all that frost and stuff.
Oh no! Mine are all out there starving because I haven't fed mine. I was like, somebody's gonna call instead of the CPS, there's got to be a plant one. They're just going to call it on me because I've been a neglectful plant parent.
I'm going to buy one of them small swimming pool for the kids. I'm going to put me some Epsom salt and water in there, and I'm going to set all them citrus trees in there. Ooh. You ought to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Everybody wants fruit now after those pictures, Bob.
I deserve to be out of Alaska.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
You deserve to be out of Alaska?
That's awesome.
Yes, I'm looking at all this pretty fruit stuff I ain't never seen.
GT. You need to talk to your wife. And you and your
wife. My wife don't run nothing. I mean, I ain't mean to say it like that. But no, it's me. It ain't her, it's me.
But both of y'all gotta come to agreement to leave.
Yeah.
But it's the opportunities that I don't want to miss these opportunities. Like I'm on the brink to make
Let the fruit
This is my
go.
brother. No, this ain't my brother. This is my brother.
He's out running errands, and there's his brother who he's running the errand for. Is that true?
Yeah. He got me with this thing in my car.
It's such a family thing to do.
Yeah, my brother's he's a recovering drug addict. So
I hope it continues in that direction for you guys.
Yeah, drugs is a terrible thing, I tell you.
Oh, it's a scourge. You should see this area. It's a scourge, man.
Yeah, Bob and I've had that conversation. That's how they're destroying America, as they imported them.
One little blue pill at a time. Yep.
Mm-hmm. My husband and I actually watched that show where they show the customs agents busting people coming in. Not just our country, like it shows all the different countries, and it's like you would think by now they know they're gonna check you if you have a record, and of course they're gonna check the bag and slit it and find that big old thing of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Everybody believe they could get away with it.
I know, right? It's come up with some better ideas. The best one I saw though was a guy who put it in something like maybe like a condom, and put it it was like maybe some sort of capsule that it wouldn't melt, and put it in his toiletries, so then the drug dogs couldn't smell it. And I was like, okay, that was creative. You get creativity for that, but they'll put it everywhere.
I'll be straight up. I don't want nothing to do with any goddamn drugs. I've seen it destroys too many lives.
It does.
My own family's lives. Nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Let's see. My jalapenos are happily in the shop next year. Probably cilantro. We have that cilantro. It's just too. It's like the bad side of cilantro for me. I don't like cilantro. Myers lemon. Oh yeah, I want the kefir lime. You're talking the stuff that I like to grow is the kefir lime. Even though my daughters, I have to be careful with any of that pollen. Yeah, Trisha's saying amen about the drugs. Yeah, me too.
Kefir lime. Now I don't know. I might have to figure it out because I had the kefir lime, and I took and bit into it, and I wanted to slap somebody.
It was so bad or good?
It was
what,
man? That had me going, and they said that's what you use for furniture and making stuff. This, that, and I hold it now. I had 2 of them sitting up there. I don't know. I guess because they were small, but
well, they use them in Indian cooking. They actually, the leaves are the most. You can sell the leaves on Etsy, just the leaves. That's part of their Indian cooking.
I got rid of that.
What does the kefir taste like?
Yeah, what did it taste like? Like furniture polish?
My mouth was messed up.
If he's gonna hit somebody,
mouth messed up, lip burning, and all.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh no!
If he's gonna hit somebody, that registers as a 10 on the 1 to 10 scale of bad.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like you say, "Oh, I could slap your mama," and it's a good thing. Like this is so good, I could. Oh my gosh! Like you never know, like what terminology.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell her lie because I ain't gonna hit my mama. She swing back.
Yeah, that's right. My mama was alive.
Mine too.
Right. That's right. There's nothing like though a mama that does that, because I love seeing those mamas on like the 11 o'clock news when there'll be a group of kids and they're not doing any good, and then mama comes out of the corner for her child and what? It's like it's got to be like 12, and there he is, like getting his butt kicked on 11 o'clock news, like And then, of course, his friends will look at him and be like, "Yeah, we can't hang with you because she'll come after us."
We're afraid of your mom.
We're afraid of your mom, dude.
Carol, I think I sent you a picture of what it looked like, what I bought.
Oh, okay, let me check mine.
My mom was 5'11" too.
Oh.
I think I sent it to you.
All right, I'll check. I'm checking. Yeah, now you got me curious as what it could be. Yep. Oh wait, no, that's okay. Same family. That is a mame. Okay. Well, that's why I asked. It's orange inside. What it tastes like is it will taste when it's ripe like a sweet potato.
Oh,
mame is like a sweet potato.
How you know?
Because I've tried them. These are tropical fruits. You're in my zone.
Yeah, she lives there.
So I'm actually robbing myself by being in this cold wilderness. Man, this is crazy.
Time to think about moving.
Talk to your wife, man. Talk to your wife.
Yeah.
My wife has nothing to do with the determination of living here. This is all me.
Yeah, but I mean, does she want to? Like she'll just follow along with pretty much whatever.
She gonna follow her. She gonna follow her husband. She know that I'm gonna do the best that I can to try to lead her in the right direction. So she's gonna trust in me. That's all. It's just that I know that I'm on the brink of opportunity to where I can impact my family and generations to come.
So
I just gotta.
So tell your wife you're getting ready to go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
J3, you being funny, I think, but that crossed my mind though. Like, dude was talking about all the stuff, and he said he's gonna get a bike, and he's gonna bike from somewhere to somewhere. And I was like, so you can travel through all of the thing, and you're not gonna get harmed? He was like, no. Why you ask me that? I was like, wow, because there's static in America and in other countries or on other continents where you can't just travel to another state or another like that. because there'll be conflict. So it was like, wow. And then having all that fruit, and then they said money lasts longer there. You get more bang for your buck. Because I don't care about money. I just want good food, and I just want to relax and just kick the bobo.
That's why I sent that video to Carol over there. I sent her a video of a young lady that lives out in the countryside in the Philippines, where she just stepped outside, and she started picking fruit and vegetables right around her house, and not a garden, just growing in the wilderness, and made an entire meal out of it. That's why I sent it to Carol. I said, look, this is what we're missing out on living in the damn cold north here in Seattle and Canada and Alaska and all that. We can't do that.
That might have been the one that she took down because I couldn't get to it, that one. But I've seen some of the ones of like, I said that one that you sent me that was the Filipina, and you were saying like what you just said. You said that in the email. It went private. She privated the video for some reason. So I don't know if she was just working on it. Like, how sometimes they'll edit a live, which I never do because I don't know how.
I met a young lady in Chicago. My mother was a boss. They had 4 bosses and 1 boss over them. And I met this Filipino lady, and her name was Leah Barraco. And she told me, she said, just do your job. Just do your job.
Hey,
and in the mess hall that they had, I worked in a nursing home, and they bring food in, but you had to pay for it. And I leave school and I go to work, and I had me a sandwich. That's all I had, and it was about 8 or 9 Filipino women that came in. And one of them said, "This is Betty's son." I said, "Oh, everybody knew me." And next thing I know was they took my sandwich and just pushed my sandwich aside, and they put a plate in front of me, and everybody came and put stuff on my plate. Every one of the women put something on my plate.
There you go.
I was scared. They said, eat. Betty's son, eat. Betty's son, eat. And man, shoot. I said, I'm going to Filipino. They know I was going to the military. I said, I'm going to Filipino. I didn't make it. I haven't made it to the Philippines yet.
But
I think I sent Carol. I sent Carol a video. She's on my email. I bombard her with weird videos and stuff. But
and I forget I have email half the time, so we're a great pair. I'll go in.
I
and
sent her
like
one. I sent her one video of these ladies out in the countryside. The Philippines is all mountains. It's all mountainous. And they were walking down these little trails, getting to their neighbor's house and all that. And I said, this is why they're in good shape, because they walk mountain trails and mountain roads all day, every day. And those little ladies have got the nicest legs you have ever seen.
Because they're constantly
I'm a leg man.
Me too, right here.
That's leg.
Pause.
No pause. No pause when we're talking about the opposite, man. No pause, but I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm sorry, y'all. That was impulsive. Sorry, ladies. Sorry.
Just being a man with another man.
Yeah, but still, I know better. So I apologize.
It was now, if your wife walked in the room, you might get something upside the head. But that's between you guys.
All right, I'm gonna make.
I cannot. She trips. I understand though.
Oh, honey, I just tripped. Whoops. Duncan, I wanted to ask you about that mushroom coffee. Are you replacing all your coffee drinking with it? And is it like the new one that I keep not new? Is it that one that is on YouTube a lot, Rise? Because I've been trying to do some research, of course, on that whole.
All right, y'all. I got to get back to work. I've been gone. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for coming up, GT.
All right, I'm gonna be in the chat. Holla at y'all. Trust the process.
Gotta love him. That's awesome.
Excuse me.
That's GT Junior.
Trust the process.
That's right.
I don't know. Talking about that.
People drinking that Rise
coffee. Yeah, Rise.
Yeah.
I ordered it on Amazon. Every time I ordered, They said they ain't got none.
Wow. Well, there's a couple different companies, and that's what I'm researching is like which one kind of has been third party tested for that you're actually getting what they're saying you're getting. Mm-hmm. And then also, is that the best delivery of these adaptogenic, things for your body? And so far, I've found out like if they're just drying them and pulverizing them, they're not breaking supposedly. And I don't know how you don't break a cellular wall when you're pulverizing the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. But they were saying it's actually better from, I guess, tinctures of the mushrooms first to break the cell walls first. So I'm still researching. It's totally, new. I can get lion's mane. And I know Brenda has grown it too. She's gotten a kit and it looked like a big puff ball. It was all lion's mane mushrooms fresh. But my sprouts actually carries some of those mushrooms. They're not going to carry chaga, I don't think. That's too. I think that would be too expensive to let just rot because not many people are going to go in there and go, "Ooh, chaga."
Well, I heard a lot of good things about it. That's why I wanted to try it. But every time I try to order it, can't get it.
Yeah, TM, what's yours? He's a mushroom man. Like he knows his mushrooms. What do you think about this big thing with mushroom coffee now? Is that a good delivery system or because what I'm wondering is if you're replacing it with the mushroom, say you're replacing your coffee with the mushroom coffee, and it does have some good like that big word I just said before. It has some good stuff in it. But are you receiving benefit because your coffee had powdered creamer in it or sugar that you're no longer having? So is it, you know what I mean? Like
he says it depends.
What was it? It depends. Okay.
Can
you give me more than depends?
I'm going to bounce, guys. All right. Good to talk to y'all. My wife's home.
All right, Bob.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah, you get more from tincture. Okay.
That's my bedtime too.
Is I'm like over here at 1 a.m. Hey.
Now, what it is now, I try my best to stay up as long as I can.
But you get up earlier than I do.
Yeah, if I go to bed at 9, 10 o'clock, I'll be up at 1 o'clock.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
So it's like your body goes, you're only allowed to sleep for 4 hours. Get up. I have the same thing.
You're only allowed to sleep for 2.5 hours. It's time to get up.
Yeah. That's bad. You need better sleep than that too. That's not good for our system.
Well, they say when you get older, you don't get
harder.
much sleep and all that stuff. But shoot, that's back in the military and my civilian job. I've just been like that. The best sleep I ever had is when I turned 58. When I turned 58 for 3 weeks, I had the beautiful sleep ever. I go to sleep at 8 and 9. I didn't wake up till 6.
Wow.
I had good sleep. Once that third week hit, it went back to what it was. Stay up all night. Sometimes I lay there and just listen to the wife sleeping good and
that's what's hard on me too is if I go to bed early, he's very much a loud snorer, so I can't go to sleep. I just sit there.
That's another thing. Now, if I'm tired, I can go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if my wife is there and she's moaning, groaning, snoring, whatever, I can't go to sleep. Because hearing her making that noise, I just be sitting on each other and turn the iPad on.
You're staring into exactly. That's me too. And it's like, okay, I can only give him a little nudge so many times before he's gonna get angry and wake up like I'm sleeping. Yeah, one of us is sleeping. Must be nice because I can't. But then he'll want me to. Yeah, go ahead.
Some down under talk about the CPAP. I do have a CPAP. No.
Yeah, my husband has one of those, but he didn't like using it.
I don't like using it either. With all that air just blowing in on you, and it is drying your mouth, nostrils, and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably do well with one. Although I do wonder if I would like if it worked, if I would finally feel rest and be like, oh, so that's what sleep is. I have heard that down under. For some people, it does. But they have that new one. Is it an implant? It's not a mask. You don't wear a mask.
You ain't put nothing in this body.
Me either. Me either.
Now, the best sleep I can get, if I get up a decent time, I work outside all day long, and the wife start nagging me, telling me I need to come in, and then I'll come in, wash up, take a shower, eat, commune a little bit with everybody in the house, and then I go to sleep. Sometimes I fall asleep sitting right in the chair, and I'd be so good. The kids used to wake me up. Yeah, you need to go to bed, and that's when it messes up.
Yes.
You get up, go get in the bed. I'm up.
Yep.
But
that happens to me too. On the couch, I'll just like pass out, but then I go into bed, and it's not the same.
If I can get in that bed and fall asleep, I'm good.
Oh wow, yours was that bad that you had to. Well, it's better to use it than not breathing and dying. That's for sure. Usually up to 2 a.m. now. Then I'm retired and get up at 7 a.m. Wow. Yeah, y'all get up a lot earlier than me.
Well, actually, I think I'm about the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Saturdays.
I'm 8:30 sometimes, but I try and get little winks still. After
Saturdays, I make myself stay in the bed. On weekdays, I'm up. If I'm not already up, I set my clock to get up at 5:45.
Wow. 81 times. How is that even possible? He stopped breathing while he's sleeping 81 times in an hour. No wonder why they sent you home with the CPAP.
They did that test.
Yeah, that's serious.
The first time I went to go take the test, and I was just laying in the bed. They turned the TV on and everything, and I'm just laying constantly in the bed. I didn't tell them that I couldn't sleep or nothing. They waiting for me to go to sleep. I'm waiting to go to sleep too.
Yeah.
I think they just start the test like 2-something in the morning, and it was 4. I woke up.
Wow.
Wow. My son, he would have 87 episodes in an hour. He got to the place where it was like if he drove longer than 15 minutes, he had to pull over and have a nap because there was just not the oxygen going through. He had, like, in my family, the adenoids are very, very huge, as well as the tonsils.
Okay.
So, all growing up, my sons, when they're eating dinner, you would hear them and you go, could you go blow your nose? Because it would just be weaving through. You know what? You can make the symbol, just suck it up.
I don't know how to make that symbol either, actually, on my phone.
You just go at Diva in the dirt and it comes up. It just doesn't put the symbol up there. It does.
Yeah. On my phone, it won't put the symbol up.
Yeah. So then he did go and have his tonsils and adenoids taken out, but he's still on a CPAP machine to get decent sleep. But as he came out of the surgery, he just said, I said, Mom, when my throat doesn't hurt so bad, he says, I think I'm going to cry, because it was the first time that he could actually breathe and not sound. So, but yeah, here it is. I'm, basically killing my son, thinking that he's just got a stuffed nose.
Yeah, that's so hard. I had actually a nephew like that my mom, I think, helped him get his surgery for his, what do you call it, tonsils. Poor Bobby was always getting sick. Like, he was the one who was always sick because of his tonsils and getting infections in them. And when they had him here with my other nephews, they took care of that. And yeah, it made a huge difference for him. It was like a miracle. But I had my sinuses done, and I felt that same way when after they took out, basically it was just a straightening of the septum, and he cut back my turbinates. And just that, after he removed the thing that's basically it's stitched into your septum to keep it straight, and he cleaned me out. I was like, oh, this is how other people breathe. This is awesome. Like, it was so different than how I had been breathing all those years because I had one side that was blocked. And the reason I took the chance on that surgery was because I kept getting sick and they were putting me on Levaquin. And yeah, that's some heavy duty stuff. This makes me laugh.
I guess it's time for me to check out. I see that everything starts spinning, everything, my computer and stuff and all that going down.
Oh, I thought you meant your eyes. You made me nervous.
No, my computer started going out.
Weird. Okay, well, you take it from there. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it. You too, G.
Everybody in the chat, have a good one. I see y'all in these streets, homesteading.
Yeah, we'll see you hopefully over in your live, and you can explain the paperclip thing.
Right.
No, not my live. The AM live, Miss T.
Which one is that? Who's the host channel?
Miss T.
Oh, it's Miss T. Oh yeah, that's the one I have a hard time getting up for and being there.
She's up. Yeah. Hers is very early for me too.
She's a morning lark. Yep. Right. All right, J3. Sounds good.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.
You too. Love you too. Have a good one.
See you in the streets.
Yep.
Yeah. Sadly, I won't be able to stay too much longer either, Carol, because my mom will be calling because it's her birthday, and I don't want to miss getting to chat with her.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah. And my half brother he arrived, and so that's when I got the call. I took the call from him. And he just said he had such a beautiful day and evening with my mom, and getting to chat with her, and he just got tears in his eyes, and so yeah, it was really nice.
That is very nice. I'm so glad. So are like the plans for her how do you do that? Like a Skype for her, maybe not, or whatever, live?
Well, he did a Facebook video chat with me, but no, I'll do my 10 o'clock. Hey. I'll do my 10 o'clock call with with my mom. So good, changing in the guards. So
pretty much.
I'll step away and
all right. Enjoy your mama.
Everybody didn't have to leave because I came in.
No, they just were. You came up at the perfect time. Yeah.
It's like it's always funner to have someone to chat with and
do the side chat. I
like
agree.
that. So yeah. So and thank you for all you've saying happy birthday to my mom. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday.
And I will be doing my live my live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Sounds
and
awesome.
So that's 9 o'clock Central and 10 o'clock Eastern.
I should go to the dollar store and see if they have any party hats, and I'll just show up in a little birthday party hat for her.
Yep. My second year birthday on YouTube. So
yeah. So 10 o'clock. So you're celebrating that and Mama. So at 10 Eastern, I always forget your time is 3 hours back. So 7 for you guys on Pacific. Okay.
Yep.
I'll get it right one day.
Yeah. And sorry that I realized that because I'm putting up people's links, but you didn't know who the link was for. So then I realized, if I put the @ and their name and then the link, then it's all there, So I think I got the last 3. It was like,
no, you did great. Are you kidding? We didn't have anybody doing that. So it was wonderful.
And there were so many different new people. So it was great that people are going. So again, thank you for saying happy birthday.
It takes a lot.
I will let her know. Anyway, good night. Love y'all.
Good night. Love you too. See you tomorrow night. Yay.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. That's awesome. 2 years anniversary.
The coffee I am drinking is.
I love. He makes. Oh my gosh, he makes a creamer that is amazing.
Getting,
but it has sugar in it.
Dark roast coffee because I like my coffee dark.
Okay. So you basically switched coffees to the Lariat, and it has the adaptogenic mushrooms and functional mushrooms. Okay. Okay. So we can just
you can get this even on I think Amazon has it too. I got mine at a health food store.
What channel? Is that The Down Under, is that you guys? Okay. I didn't realize the DUC. I was like, got
G'day,
it when I
g'day.
looked up. Good day.
Welcome to Australia.
Good to see you from Australia. What time are you guys on over there?
It's 17:21, 5:21.
5:21.
Oh, okay.
Are you in
Cool.
5:21 evening, Sunday?
Saturday evening.
Saturday. Okay.
Storms, yes, it has
Saturday.
caffeine in it.
Day ahead again.
I think you can get it without caffeine if you want, but this here does have caffeine in it.
Okay.
It has chaga, lion's mane. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Mayatake.
Maitake, maybe?
It's Maitake.
I think it's maitake mushroom.
It may be maitake. Okay. And cordyceps. Mushroom extracts.
Great. So okay, that's what they say is better to do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. With the extracts can pull more out from deep within the.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. The cellular walls getting.
No, I need caffeine. I know that feeling.
What's it called? The glucanes. They're called something glucanes. Come out of the cellular walls, and you can only get them that way with some of them. And what do you call it? TN knows way more about it, but he might have gone to bed.
All I know is after drinking this for about a week, I was all but pain free, and I mean I was in pain from in my hips and my knees and stuff.
Wow.
From the arthritis. And after about a week, there's like almost no pain. I mean, there's still soreness and stiffness, but not like it was.
There's nothing right about arthritis.
What was that?
There's nothing right about arthritis. It's got the wrong name.
I know, right?
It should be arthrongus.
It should be. I
true.
agree.
That's true.
A fact. Yeah.
I just want to very quickly say good day to everybody out there in Homestead Aquarius. Thank you for putting out my link.
Yeah, thank you. I think Diva did too, but she just wasn't putting the names. Thanks, Homestead, for taking that over. I appreciate it. But she did great. Wonderful. So what's your channel about?
It really seems to work.
What's your channel about? Is it you guys cruising just on all different cruise ships or?
So our intention is to get all you guys down under enjoying our cruising that we've got down in Australia. Come and see our country. Come and see New Zealand. Come spend time down in the South Pacific, and join us. Have a look. Don't spend 5 minutes here. You've got to spend a lot more than 5 minutes. But come down and have a look.
My brother and his
always
wife
wanted to go see Australia.
Yeah.
Well, come on down.
I want to see New Zealand.
Take us off your bucket list.
Yeah, right. I would love to.
South Pacific is amazing. I love it there.
Yeah, my brother did too. My brother said, like, him and my sister-in-law said New Zealand was one of the most beautiful places they had ever been, and they travel a lot. They went to Australia, but I forget what area they went to. They went down to help a friend who was harvesting rapeseed, I guess, for the oil. And he was excited. My brother grew up on a small farm when he was younger. He was my father's oldest son. And so he was excited to go down and, of course, hop in all the big machinery at the farm. He's a big boy on the inside.
You would be amazed at the prices of cruises. They're not as expensive as you think they are.
Yeah, well, let's put things into perspective. If you jump on a cruise ship, you're basically getting accommodation, food, entertainment, travel, pretty much
24-hour restaurants.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's face it. You get on board the cruise ship as a guest, and you leave as freight. I mean, you can eat all the time.
That's what I've heard too.
That's great.
Need a forklift to get you off the ship.
Man, they do every time. Especially with me, I just walk on, and then they have to freight me off with a forklift.
So, are you a travel agent down there to where? You help set them up, or
we don't have a TA here. We just pick whichever cruise agent will help us get on board a cruise ship nice and quick and easy. So
I meant with like YouTube, like if people wanted to cruise, I didn't know if they would like book a thing through you.
Two ways you can do this. You can either jump on the cruise line themselves and book a cruise, or you can go through a TA. Okay. A lot of people just jump on the cruise line and do it themselves.
Okay. I've never been, well, I've been on a day cruise and they told us everything was free. That's never true. If you have a port, once you get into a port, the freeness stops because you need to usually take a taxi into the town that you want to go and visit. And I didn't know that. My mom didn't know that because she had never cruised. So there we were. We had traveled to the Bahamas and they were like, and back then it was super cheap. It was like maybe $5 for the taxi into town. And I'm like, we didn't bring any money. We were told it was free.
What we find about you guys in the US is that you tend to travel without your passport as well. You travel around with a passport card or a driver's license. Yeah. From our point of view, that's a silly mistake, because the question is, what happens if for some reason you're off the ship, you get ill or whatever, they take you off? How are you going to get home? So that's one of the things. We're always traveling with our passports. We've always got travel insurance. Okay. The key thing for us is get on board the cruise ship, unpack your bags, and you're there for 6, 10, however many days your cruise is, and you're at home. You're having fun. You're just enjoying the time.
Well, Aid's friend who comes in here sometimes too, him and his wife just took a cruise. I forget where they went, Aid, if you're still in the background. And it looked amazing. I mean, it looked so relaxing. They looked relaxed, you know. They were having a really good time, but I forget where they were going because it was kind of like the packing up day video a little bit. Or no, they were just getting on board. That's what it was. It was just showing them getting on board, and they were saying it was very enjoyable and they would recommend it. But I just have a really bad memory. It's not
also the video. Another way to save money on cruises, you can get package deals, and the more people you get to go in with you on it, the cheaper you get it.
That's what
because we went on a cruise. I went on a cruise, I should say, to the Bahamas. It was me and 9 and 8 other women.
Oh wow! Yeah,
but
they have
like,
one.
It was like $199 for everything.
Wow! Now you see, for you, getting on a cruise ship in the US is a lot cheaper than it is for us down under. And for starters,
Barbados.
Not only is it cheaper to get on the cruise ship, but if it's much cheaper for us to come to you than it is for you guys. No, it's not. You guys don't want to travel. At the end of the day, if we want to get on any good cruises, we've got to come over to the US. There are great cruises that come out of Australia, but you guys are too afraid to actually jump on that 16-hour flight to get down under
nobody
to get on
likes
the cruise,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say too, Trish Wiley, she said something about if it required flying or getting on a boat, she didn't do it. My lifelong motto used to be, if you've got to fly it or float it, I don't go it.
That's a shame.
Yeah, you
it is.
Well, I said it used to be.
Yeah.
When I was 42, however, actually my hairdresser asked me if I wanted to go with them on a cruise. Her and some other women were going to go. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And I told my husband about it, and he was like, well, if you want to go, you can go. And I don't know. I thought about it for a couple of weeks, and I got to thinking, I was 42 years old. My mom passed at 42, and I always remember her saying, I'll never get out of this town till I die, and I'll only get as far as the graveyard.
Oh, no.
And I got thinking about it. And I was like, I don't want my kids to remember me that way. So at 42 years old, I got on a flight in St. Louis, flew to Florida, and got on a cruise ship.
Magic.
And went to the Bahamas.
That's the thing. Most people lead lives of quiet desperation, and if you can step out of that little box and go and do things that are, unusual, different, you're gonna find that you enjoy things a lot more. Hey, Trish, let me just say, you get on the wrong boats. Okay, you want to get on a ship. Okay, these ships are way bigger than the Titanic will ever be, and I can tell you right now, you don't feel anything.
Yeah,
you don't even know you're on water.
Yeah, the newer
really
ships
don't.
are like cities on
you
the
can't
water.
feel it.
And
there
more
is
to the
no
point,
rocking or swaying or nothing.
Exactly. More to the point, you have a cabin that has an ocean view, or you've got a balcony, whatever. You just sit on that balcony and you just watch the world go by. It has got to be the most amazing feeling
The
ever.
most beautiful thing you will ever see is the sun setting on the horizon of the
Trish,
ocean.
in a way, is like me. We won't focus on that. Our brain will be saying, there's no way I can get off. Like if something happens, how do I get off? Like
you'll get off. Trust me, you'll get off.
Yeah, they evacuate you pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you, in all the time we've been cruising, I've never had to get off in an emergency.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Well, Trish, you do have the mountains, and the mountains are beautiful. I would love to have mountains. I'm a flatlander. It's so very flat.
Listen, where I come from was 7,500 feet above sea level.
Wow.
That's where I was born. I can tell you, I don't want to go back up there. I much prefer to be in a place where I can just at some point go and look at the water, or go and jump on a ship, or go around somewhere and have a good time.
Yeah. What allowed you guys to do so much traveling, if I can ask? What were you, an entrepreneur, or what did you do?
I'm just a simple businessman. All I do is I run my own training organization. I teach first aid.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
We just save up, and that's our vacation time.
Okay.
You have your vacation. We do it on a
same with
ship.
Same with us.
Yeah.
We live a conservative life. And when it comes time to go back overseas again, we've got the money for it, because we don't drink, we don't do drugs, just conservative, quiet life. Anything I can do myself, I do. Save a nickel, save a dime, put that away. When it comes time to go back overseas, we go.
Yep.
Now, my husband's he's not a traveler. He's a homebody. He loves it once you get him out there. But it's hard.
I reckon it's
to
in
get
the
him out
planning. I reckon it's in the planning. He doesn't feel like he has to do the planning, right? If you were to drag him by the nose, he'd go.
Planning. We never got a honeymoon or any of that stuff. We'd never went on vacation. I mean, our big vacation was, like a week at the creek camping. But other than that, we never went anywhere. So finally, the year of our 25th anniversary, which we were married in June, but I told him in January of that year, I said, we're going to be married 25 years. We've never went on vacation, never had a honeymoon, none of this stuff. I said, 25 years? I said, you better be taking me somewhere dang nice, or I'll be taking you to divorce court.
Well, there you go.
We went to Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go. You could go you can boat over to Russia. Andrew's way up in Alaska. He's so close to Russia. Just practically take a boat there. Wow. Yeah.
But we ended up going to Hawaii for our 25th anniversary.
Oh, wonderful.
Once again, of course, I did all the planning. I probably spent a couple thousand hours on the internet,
Yeah.
I knew everything there was to know.
Like, this is a rarity down below. What, Sean, do you do some of the planning, or does your wife take that over? Because a lot of families, is the women who do the planning for vacation.
So the way it works in our household is I wear the pants because Ilana bought them for me.
Oh, yes.
And
okay.
I don't fit in her dresses. So the way that it works is I'll put a suggestion out there. Let's do this, and then she'll go with it. She'll look at it, and then she'll make the final decisions and do the planning. And then we basically put everything together.
Nice.
But at the end of the day, I believe in that old statement, happy wife, happy life. So let her take control, and I'll do as I'm told.
Yeah. We have a happy spouse, happy house. So it goes both ways kind of here. Because, that wouldn't fly.
He gets the last word.
Huh? Let him think he gets it?
No, he says he gets the last word.
He said.
Yes, dear.
Yeah. I just know that, by the time we are on vacation, especially if we go with the kids, it's like, okay, this is not really a vacation. I'm still mom, I'm still dealing with clothes. I'm still dealing with where's this? There's only a little part that it's like, okay, this vacation. And then you come home and have all the laundry. So for me, I don't know. I would love to just take a trip with my spouse, but we have a special needs son, and I don't see it happening until maybe he's much older, because he wouldn't know not to jump possibly off.
How old
if
is
he got
he?
the idea. He's 9, but he's moderately to severely autistic, because he has a combination kind of diagnosis.
I'll tell you what, depending on which cruise line you go on, the staff on board cruise are absolutely incredible, especially with special needs kids.
They're trained. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
When we were on the Carnival Horizon 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago, there was a couple there that thanks for that, Senator Clarice. Yep. There was a couple there where they had a kid who was nonverbal autistic.
Okay.
And he was in his higher teens.
Okay.
And he was around them all the time, and occasionally they'd send him off to the kids club. He would go there, he'd have a good time, then he'd come back out with them, so
yeah,
they cater for people like him.
Okay. Yeah, see, we get nervous. My son can say words and he can communicate somewhat, but he can't communicate if something happens to him. If anything happens. And so we're very protective of him because of that in this day and age. And especially yeah.
I hear you, and I understand where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm going to only suggest, if I may be so bold, that you don't baby him too much.
Yeah, no, we don't. It's not a matter of babying him. It's just we keep an eye on him because of sexual predators. It's just the way the world is.
Agreed.
And and plus just getting possibly picked on. But I mean, he's just very sweet, and but that can change in an instant if he can't communicate his need. It can just swing the opposite way, and so
So, just to give you a heads up, you see this helping hands for cruising over here.
Yeah.
That's another channel we started. It's a charity we have. And what we do is we find people who are either hard on their luck, or either are disabled or are caring for somebody who's disabled, like a carer. And we want to give them a bit of respite, so we give them a free cruise.
Oh my goodness.
And
wow.
When we were on the Carnival Horizon, it was our inaugural cruise for our organization, and we had our very first recipient, a guy by the name of Kenneth Oakes. And Kenny has got a lot of issues. He's got spina bifida, and he's got fluid on the brain, and he's got a lot of things going for him. But his mind, his headset, is in an extremely good place. That last person there that you just put up, my question is, are you wearing the dresses or the pants? Come on, let's get serious here.
He just likes to walk around naked is basically what he's saying, until she says, put your pants on. That's weird. He's goofy.
So there was one instance where the group was having breakfast on the buffet on the ship, And what was happening was Kenny was sitting there, and there was this other couple from the UK. They were talking, and Kenny made a comment, and the lady from the group from the UK started laughing. Okay. And one of her things is that when she laughs, she snorts. Hubby started going off his nut, giggling as well, and he's got a very high pitch, like a machine gun type laugh, which is like really fast, really rapid.
Yeah.
Kenny carried on with his laughter like he was wetting himself for 37 minutes.
Wow.
The table behind Kenny had a young kid who was autistic and was so concerned that Kenny was going to collapse and die because of all this laughter that he tried to stop him. We had like 3 tables that way, 3 tables that way, and it was just amazing.
Oh,
really funny. You got to get on the cruise. You just got to experience it.
Yeah. Perhaps we'll see. That's in our future. Might be. Don't know. I have to actually, I don't even know if my husband would like to cruise or not. He doesn't. He doesn't like to fly. But that comes from he was in the military, and when he did his training, he had a plane. Of course, the engine caught fire, and also he would rather have parachute on him if he's in a plane, because that's kind of he trained with parachutes. So yeah, when he's in a plane, doesn't have a parachute on him. He does not like that. So I'm not sure how he would do it.
Oh,
like I say, the best way to
flew.
The best way to get them on board a cruise ship is just to drag them along and let them sit down, and then watch their faces as time goes by.
Yeah. Well, if his son was into it, he would be into it, I'm sure. And if his daughter,
my husband had never flown before we went to Hawaii, and that was an 11-hour flight from here.
A huge flight. How did he handle it? Did he sleep? Did you give him a little Dramamine?
No, actually, he did pretty good.
That's good.
Me, on the other hand, I slept all the way home because, nobody advised me to make sure I took allergy medication while I was there.
Oh,
well, let me put this to you.
A lot of different plants there than there is here.
Yes,
Let me put this to you. Flying from Australia is a very different story.
Why is that?
The average flight is about 16 hours.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I couldn't even, when my brother asked me if I wanted to come out there after I had my daughter, I was like, I flew from California to live here in Florida. I don't really want to even do that. Nope. I'm like, I love you, and even though you're offering to pay, sorry, not with my young child. No.
Oh, I'll get on a plane anytime, anywhere. Well,
of course you will, Bob.
After my first flight, which was the one going to Florida to get on a cruise ship, you'd think I would never have gotten on another plane because my best friend at the time, her daughter went with me. She really wanted to go, and she was graduating from college, and she could afford the cruise, but she couldn't afford the airline ticket. Well, I got ticket. It was buy one, get one free. So I just gave her the one for her. But I made her sit by the window. Everybody wasn't even on that plane yet. And here's the window falls right out in her lap.
What? The window of the plane fell in her lap?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, I think I would have sudden
How does that happen?
I know.
How does that
was
happen?
Just the inside window. It wasn't, the outside.
Oh, okay. Well, that's part of the sidewall panel. Some other passengers were probably messing with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too, Bob.
Yeah.
But they went and got the pilot, and he come back there, and he looked, and he's like, okay, girls, we ain't even took off yet, and you're tearing up my plane.
Yeah, because they usually have that lining around that inner window, right, Bob? Like
that. It doesn't affect the pressure or anything like that of the plane.
No. I thought you meant like
I didn't know that at the time. I was like, holy cow, we're getting off of here. This thing's falling apart. The window just fell in her lap.
Yeah. Well, I've installed sidewall panels, and How did it fall into her lap?
It just did. It fell into her lap.
Okay. Like, okay. I'll trust you on that. Yeah.
Holy cow. But yeah, he
spent his life working on
that
planes.
It's just,
yeah,
basically a facade. It's just, the inside. It's not the outside window that holds the pressure and everything.
Got it.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. I've worked on airplanes for 30 years.
Somebody probably pulled the seal around it.
Leave it to me.
Some kid probably pulled it and nobody realized it.
Probably.
He was probably snickering. It's probably in that nice little magazine space right in the front of her chair. Or he took it with him as a souvenir.
Oh, I hate flying the small planes.
Oh, I don't like that shake where you can hear things shaking in the plane and the small planes. But that's only happened once. I've been in a Cessna and there was none of that. It was more of a small passenger plane.
Yeah.
Where we were flying. I think it was the one into Steamboat Springs.
Well, a small Cessna would be different anyway than like a small jet.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first part of our flight to Hawaii was in a small jet.
Sorry.
We got on that plane and my husband was like hunkered over. He could not stand up. I couldn't stand up in the front of our seats and I'm only 4'11".
Oh, that was a tiny airplane.
It was tiny. The seats were hard and it was labeled on the seat that this is a 12-inch seat. And I'm like, my butt don't fit in that.
Would it have propellers on it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I know it was rough riding, hard seats. I was so glad to get to Salt Lake City and get on a normal plane that had like 3 rows. It had 2 rows on the outside and then like 3 seats down the middle.
Okay. Yeah, it's a wide body, so probably 4.7 or something. Yeah.
And that's what we took the rest of the way then to Hawaii. That was nice and comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You flew out of Salt Lake City from there? To okay. Yeah.
Yeah, to Oahu. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you take that flight right there and then you double it when we go overseas.
Yeah, how long is it? I was going to ask you, Bob, to the Philippines. How long of a flight?
Oh God, let's see. I don't know. I'll just round it. It's usually if we go to Taipei or Japan or Korea, they're different times. Like from Seattle to Korea to Incheon, it's what 13, 14 hours.
Yeah, it's not a lot different to ours.
Yeah, and it's a little bit less time if you go to Taiwan, and a little bit less time than that if you go to Japan. But then from Korea down to Cebu is about 5 hours, and then a puddle jumper across from Cebu to Davao. So we're in the air for a long time. But it's worth it once we get there. It's worth it. Drives me batshit crazy just sitting that long flight across the Pacific. It's about the same as the Australians. Yeah. They have a long flight to get anywhere. It's the same with us in the States here. If you want to go to Europe, you've got to go across Canada, land in London, or etc., or go to Japan, Korea, etc. It's a long flight.
Yeah.
I've got gypsy in me. I could have traveled and never stayed anywhere very long.
That's one of the reasons why with the long flight, it's one of the reasons why we prefer cruising because you can walk
you got plenty to do.
Slide, you can do stuff. You can go.
And there's plenty of entertainment, decent food. There's nothing like an 11-hour flight and nothing to eat. It's like peanuts or whatever.
Yeah, we've learned we travel so much that we've learned bring your own food because you're going to get hungry in the mid-flight.
Yep. Yeah, they love that too when they smell it, though. They're like,
Trish, let me say this: any excuse will do. If you don't want to do something, any excuse will do.
That's the same neighbor excuse my neighbors give me because they see us fly out of here twice a year, And oh, well, we have dogs. We can't travel. Any excuse will do. That. I'm gonna use that one. Thank you for that.
Well, yeah.
So
well,
I have another saying
that's
that
what
might
I
help out as
completely.
well.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have another saying that might help out as well, and that saying goes like this: if you worry, you die. If you don't worry, you still die. So why worry?
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody gets out of here alive.
Yeah, just live miserably while you're alive if you're worried all the time.
I know, Trish. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I forgot I have a dog. That's right. And we won't put her. She's in like heart failure, so we won't put her in a kennel. Yeah. And I actually did look up. I was trying to look up cruises, but they were overseas that would allow you to bring a dog, and there was very few, unless of course it's a
service dog.
Thank you. Yes, service dog. Don't know why I couldn't think of that word, but yeah, the service dogs are allowed on, but not any other pets.
Yeah, Mrs. and I have talked about taking cruises when she finally retires. It'll be about 5 years from now. Oh, and we'd have to fly to probably Manila or to Cebu and then take a cruise from there. But I think the first places we're going to go, we plan on this after we retire, is you can fly from Manila or Cebu or Davao to Phnom Penh, to Bangkok, to other Southeast Asian countries for a round trip for like less than $100. And that's what we're planning on doing first. We'll get settled in, and then we'll go see the rest of Southeast Asia by air. And then we've talked about taking a cruise from the Philippines around. Because if you buy your tickets in the U.S., ka-ching! But if you buy your tickets over there, man, it's less than half. It's less than half. Oh yeah.
You can't buy tickets down under because tickets here are based on U.S. prices.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. And then you got to do the conversion.
Yeah.
So the most expensive part for me to come over on any cruise in the US or out of the US is my flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what cost us going to Hawaii.
There's one thing I would like to say to Trish, and Trish's worry is, she says, it's not the falling part or it's not about the flight or whatever, or the dying part. It's about the flying or the sinking.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say,
in between.
If your focus is on falling or sinking, then you're thinking about the wrong things.
Yeah.
You should be focused on the enjoyment that you'll get out of seeing new places, talking to new people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. I'm fearless.
That's what I was focused on, the food. But
I'm married to a lady who's just as fearless as I am. Let's go. Yeah. Even if we die trying to getting out and go and have fun.
Yeah.
If I can overcome it, anybody can.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I used to tell everybody, if you got to fly it or float it, I don't go it.
So let me ask you guys a question. What is the best experience of leaving your home and going to a foreign place? What was your best experience?
Oh, I've got a lot of them.
I loved Hawaii for starters. Just getting off the plane in Hawaii was awesome, because unlike here in the States, our airports are all in like big cities, which, don't get me wrong, Honolulu is a big city, but they don't have all the smog and pollution and stuff that we have here. You walk off that plane, you don't get off at a terminal where you're walking down this terminal. You get off out on the runway and walk into the building.
Yeah.
But when you step out of that plane, before you ever hit that first step, all you smell are all the flowers and stuff in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But it does affect you if you got allergies. I came home with pneumonia.
Oh.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, I also ran myself to death while we were there. We were up before the sun ever came up every morning, and the sun comes up at 7 and it sets at 7 there.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
within
from
a couple
people
of minutes.
who've taken cruises, and they say the same thing. When they're on the ship, they're up earlier than they normally are, out walking, and talking to people, enjoying meeting new people. I haven't been on a cruise yet. Just one in Elliott Bay around Seattle. It was a dinner
Trish,
cruise, but for
I
me,
love Italy.
and
I've always
I've
wanted
been
to
to
go to
Italy.
Ireland. I've always wanted to go to Ireland.
But for me, we go to the Philippines all the time. We've also been to Europe a number of times. But I love it when we get to the airport in Cebu or in Manila, and wife and I will look at each other just before we're rolling our bags out of the building, and then the door opens up. Oof! It's like walking into an oven. Like, wow, okay, hon, we're home, baby. And when we get home,
thank you for coming in. Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m.
When we get home to Davao City in the Philippines, my brother-in-law comes and picks us up at the airport, and the whole family's in the house waiting for us. That's some of the best memories right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I said good night to GT and mute. I was like, good night, GT. Have a good night. Love you, brother. And then noticed I was mute.
Carol, what about you?
Hold on. There we go. I've only actually, like I said, we went up right to the Bahamas and didn't get off. And then the other one, which was out of the United States, would be I took a mission trip when I was 16 and decided to actually graduate late so I could go. And we flew into Barbados, and then we went to St. Vincent in the West Indies. And I would say meeting some of the women there who were so like everybody was happy. They barely had anything, which blew my mind. As a young teen coming from Boca Raton, which was a very affluent area in Florida. And I just remember it was beautiful, but how gracious the women were. They made us a big meal for being there for building the school, and that's why we were there. Like, it was the first time I ever used a pickaxe. I mean, it wasn't an easy trip because I was working like physical labor, but it was really like, it gave me memories that like will last a lifetime. Like I remember, and not necessarily great, but okay, well, I slept in the old school and we got to see bats go into a hole.
But they were good life lessons.
But yeah, like it was a great life lesson because I had never been so far out from Florida or the States and seen how other people live and seen that you could be happy with less things.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, like I had never experienced that. So it really was it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. I wonder what it looks like. I also found this like soda that they had that was lemonade, but it was soda and it was fresh tasting, like not a flavoring. It was fresh lemonade, but they turned it into a soda. It was so good. And I've never found it again. It was just yummy. So
now, what I found really it was actually kind of freaked us out in the Bahamas. Me and this girl decided to walk. We got off the boat and walked into town. It was 5 o'clock in the evening. We're thinking, okay, we'll go find a party somewhere.
Yeah.
Honey, the streets were rolled up and put away. There was not a soul or car in sight.
Wow. Well, now they're having issues though in the Bahamas that are like criminal, bad stuff going on down there.
Yeah. My friend's daughter, I had to chase her down the street. I mean, we were going. We were all going to the market. Is where we were going.
Okay.
See what we could find to buy. And these guys, Bahamian guys, came up to her because she had long, curly, blonde hair.
Yeah.
Blue eyes. And this one started going on, I want you to have my babies. And she was like, oh, no. She took off running down the street screaming, no.
Yeah, because she's just so different. Yeah.
Before you end up doing it unwillingly.
Oh, probably not. Yeah, right. Yeah, that would be.
But yeah, he just kept going on. I want you to have my babies.
Well, Bob gets that. He gets that when he goes to the Philippines. He's gotta watch
I hear
it.
that. Yeah, I hear that. Oh, I want a mixed baby. Oh my God, I heard that more than once. And run, Forrest, run. Just go. Just get out of there. Because the women are so beautiful. It's hard to resist. So I just bail. Yeah.
Good job. Good job, Bob.
Just get out of there. I
Plus,
don't fool around
you're
with my
dead
wife,
anyway.
man.
You're dead on arrival if anything happens like that with your wife.
Yeah. I don't fool around on my wife.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I've heard that more than once over there.
Yeah.
I would oh geez, one lady, well, forget it. It's just like, run, Forrest, run.
That's right.
Get away from that, dangerous.
I don't know if
She
it's
wanted
like
to
in
run,
the
but I was like,
Philippines.
you can't run.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like this in the Philippines with the driving though. That was one thing that I had never seen. St. Vincent is mountainous, and it's like a one lane that they share on the road. So, and they cruise pretty fast, and I had never seen anything like that. And it's like they somehow have it worked out, but it's scary as all get out for like a foreigner like me.
Yeah.
But they've got it worked out. And you would
have I have one rule, and that is if I'm in a foreign country, I let them drive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's safer that way. It really is. They know what to expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if they have the accident, it's their problem, not mine.
Correct.
Oh, true. Very good point. Good point. I would love to though drive through. I like the Italian countryside, and I'd love to see Ireland. Love to just drive it. I like those kind of trips, like where you're driving and you're seeing all the land. I don't know. That must be from my Irish land, ancestors. We like land. We like to buy land. We just like land. But I would love to see the lay of the land.
I've been to Europe a few times. It's okay.
It's just okay.
Just okay.
Oh, okay.
I would say that.
So just stick with Epcot, Bob. I should just go do Epcot and just.
If you're going to go to England, go there during the summer because it's beautiful, and it is a windy, cold country. I've been there in the winter when I was in the Air Force, and you don't want to. It sucks because it rains all the time and it's windy and cold. But I would say overall, the best place I've been in Europe is Rome. Rome is worth seeing at least once in your life.
Oh yeah, I would love
beautiful.
To see that.
It's so romantic.
Did you do the Sistine Chapel while you were over there?
Yes, ma'am. We did. We did. We paid for a professional tour guide to go through that, and Rome, you'll never forget it.
I agree, Andrew.
Went to Spain. Very disappointing.
You were the stain in Spain, from what I remember, because
food
Bob
did not
couldn't
agree
handle
with
all
me.
the olive oil.
The food did not agree with me, and I didn't make it to the bathroom once. Is literally they turn a bottle of olive oil on everything that they eat and soak it.
Yeah.
And a few days after
is
that,
great for some people. Like for me, I can drink olive oil. I can.
Go ahead.
I can just. But poor Bob, his system was like, what?
Yeah. As soon as that happened, and I was getting more and more stomach upset. Aww. As soon as that happened, I just went to my wife and daughter. Let's go back to England.
Yeah. I bet.
I want out of here because it wasn't an impressive place, and I can see why the conquistadors left and went to the New World. I really see it. It's a desert, guys. It's a big,
very
open
dry
desert.
Yeah, I'm
dry. It's a desert.
more drawn to the tropics.
Yeah.
I like greenery and I like the warmth.
Maybe Trish. Yeah, that might be it. Your family's from near the
Alps. Give me Asia. I love Asia. I'll go back there anytime.
I'd love to see Japan during the Cherry Blossom Festival, but I don't,
Oh yeah,
I believe it's stunning.
Yeah, my brother got to go, but I don't know if he went during that time. But he just visited Japan right after Hawaii with my other half sister went for her anniversary, and I guess they joined him on the trip to Hawaii, but I don't know if my sister also ventured on to Japan with my brother. I'm not sure. I don't like
I
that
will
sister.
be right back.
Okay.
My stove is almost out over here, so I know the others are too.
Oh my goodness, Duncan, poor thing. He had like a robot for that. If ever there was a good use for a robot. She's got wood burning stoves to keep the house heated. She's the log pusher over there, pushes the logs in. Yeah, I would love to see that. So did you get to go and see the Cherry Blossom Festival?
No, we haven't been over to Japan. It's somewhere we want to go, but my ex-brother-in-law's wife was Japanese, and she would talk about it quite often.
It looks beautiful from the videos I've seen. I watch this lady called Oriental Pearl, and she speaks fluent Japanese, Mandarin, I believe, and she's learning Korean. Her husband's Japanese. She ended up marrying a Japanese man, so she's now living there.
She's the blonde-haired lady.
Yes. So I enjoy watching some of her videos just to see the country and everything and her interacting.
I just love the way she floors everybody.
Yes, I like that part too. I love it when her and Zhao Man, I think it's how you say his channel, who speaks like fluent all kinds of languages, but is married to a Chinese lady, I think. But yeah, he does the same thing where they'll be talking about him. I don't know if you ever saw that video where he purposely put a Chinese letter or a character on him that said foreigner.
No, I didn't.
And wore it proudly, like in Chinatown in New York.
Oh boy!
They were like, "Oh, he's just start talking." He's like, "Oh, you like my sweatshirt, huh?" And surprised him.
Yeah, when I go to Asia, I don't have to announce that I'm a foreigner. I'm 6 foot tall.
Yeah, that stands out like a sore thumb, right?
It certainly does. Yeah.
So, Sean, what was your favorite memory so far with all your traveling, or favorite place that you guys have been to?
Actually, the best memory for me was there's a couple, but the first one was my wife Ilana. She spent some time growing up in Fiji, so she took me to her childhood home and took me around where she went to school and where she spent time.
Cool.
You know, it was awesome.
That's a precious
best experience.
Trip. Yeah, what a precious trip to be able to go back and share that with her.
Yeah, and the second best memory I ever had of any cruise trip was that inaugural cruise where we took Kenny on that cruise ship. That was just something magic.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's just amazing watching somebody's life change.
Yeah. Now, is this, you guys started this non-for-profit, or is it one that you work with?
No, I started it.
That's wonderful. That's a great thing. I love that. My daughter, she was high functioning autistic when she was young, and instead of just regular therapy, because she was so shy, but she loved animals, we did the horseback riding therapy, and it brought her right out of her shell, and she started talking a lot more, being around the animals, because she was learning their names and everything like that. So now you can hardly tell, except for, she's just got a little bit of anxiety, but you can hardly tell. She doesn't have like that melodic. She sounds just like you and I when she talks. She doesn't have, sometimes like kids on the spectrum, it's very rote the way they talk, but hers is melodic, and I'm like, oh, thank you, God. But yeah, the big one now is trying to figure out what will work for the little guy that we have. We adopted him, and he's definitely got special needs, but he's such a sweetheart. I posted a picture actually in my community tab of us today.
I've got this on my channel, but one of the more profound moments of traveling abroad was when wife and I were walking through the streets of Rome, and we came around a corner, and I've got it on my channel. It's on my channel, and there's the Pantheon. That structure is was built before the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you got to see it. Wow.
And I went, I cannot believe that I'm here.
Yeah, how timeless. Like how crazy.
I'm here. I can touch it. I'm here. I can't believe this. You know, a country boy from Western Washington State, and I made it all the way through here. You know,
yeah. What gets me about traveling places like Europe, like parts of Asia, is the history.
Mm-hmm.
We've got what, roughly the same amount of life as you guys do in the US, like roughly about 200, close to 300 years. Mm-hmm. And you go over to a country like, say, Germany, where I was a karate instructor, so we had a karate tournament in '87, and I went over to Dresden to do this tournament. And I walked past the church that was being rebuilt. The church was 750 years old. You go into an area called Old Dresden and New Dresden, and the difference between the two is like 500 years between the two. I mean, seriously, we don't see that.
They were
same here in the States.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see. I would love to see like a lot of the stuff that you've seen, Bob. Like,
when we went we've got British relatives that my wife's sister married an Englishman, and we've been over there to visit them several times. And we took a trip into London and to stand on the banks of the Thames River. That is one of the most historic rivers. That river was changed the countryside because of invasion, because of famine, and all. Just like I'm here.
Yeah.
I can finally see the Thames.
You're staying in a Roman invention.
Yeah. Yeah. And then all the invaders who came in after the power vacuum when Rome left, and the Normans and on, and the Danes, and all that architecture, a lot of it is still there in London.
It's amazing.
But wow. Some of the places I've been, and here I am. I was a kid growing up. It was hard for me to read and write. A little autistic, being called a retard my entire life. And I'm the guy who's achieved more in his life than any of those other bullies and the assholes who treated me like shit all my childhood. No, I'm not sorry. It made me stronger.
I'm so glad. I was saying, I'm so glad.
I'm glad they beat up on me. It made me stronger. It made me tougher. And guess what? Most of them, those assholes are a bunch of toothless hillbillies, and who never went anywhere, have never done anything in their entire lives.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I love both. Like some toothless hillbillies. I have friends that are toothless hillbillies.
Let me say,
I know.
I'm proud of you for becoming the person you've become, because that takes a lot of courage.
Not easy. It's not easy.
It takes a lot of courage.
Mm-hmm.
I have a double affliction. I'm not only an ex-South African, but I'm also Jewish, and that makes a problem. Especially in South Africa, because it's a totally apartheid country, and even now they try and say it's not, but it is. At the end of the day, you live life, you grow, and those that point the fingers and make fun of you and bully you, those are the ones that come back and cry humble pie.
They do. Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yep.
Most people that I grew up with don't look at me the same as they did when I was growing up, because when I was growing up, I came from a family that was not liked. Understandably, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. My mother, I had a very good mother. My father, on the other hand, was he lived to be fairly old. I think only because the devil didn't even want him in hell.
Wow.
That's how bad he was.
Wow.
But I was always known as, you're so-and-so's daughter. So that I'm not him. I'm me.
Exactly.
So
what does that make you do?
It's not easy to overcome it. What did it make me do? I grew up pretty much with the attitude in school that, if somebody wanted to talk to me and wanted to be my friend, I'd be their friend. But if they didn't, oh well, it's their loss.
And that's the right attitude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones on the losing end of town, not me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And you know what? You're much better off for it.
But even as an adult, I used to babysit for this lady who was an ER nurse. And I guess she had never put 2 and 2 together before. One of my younger sisters ended up in the emergency room, and she come in one night to pick up her kids, and she was like, "Are these 2 your sisters?" And I'm like, "Biologically, yes." How did you turn out the way you are compared to them?
Oh, wow.
Because it was a choice, and I chose better.
Yeah.
Life is always all about choices. You have choices to make.
Yeah. It is always about the choices.
Yeah.
That's true.
You either choose the good side of town or you choose to go south. It's one or the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the ones that make the bad choices, it's always interesting that it's not their fault. Like they didn't make those choices.
They're always the victim. It's somebody else's fault. That's I don't have an American family. I walked away from all of them because of alcoholism and drug addiction.
Yep, me.
Yeah.
Same.
And
I
poor
walked
me,
away
poor
from a very
me.
large family.
Poor me, you get to do all it. Yes, because I'm sober, dude.
Yeah, because I didn't choose drugs.
Down,
Yeah.
Think.
Yeah.
Forward
exactly.
think.
Exactly. We were probably some of the poorest ones out of all my siblings, and yet we were the ones supporting them because they had no clue how to handle money. If their kids got sick, I took them to the doctor. I paid for it. I paid for their medicines until finally I had to say enough was enough.
Yeah. I was like that with my brother and sister. They Bob's got the good job. He's got all the money. Well, guess what? When mom passed away, that was our last tie together. I looked at them both.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see either one of you again for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Disappear.
See, I was kind of the opposite as far as my mom passed away when I was only 20 years old when she passed away. I was 20 and 7 months pregnant with our oldest daughter. I still had 6 younger siblings living at home. And I ended up in a big battle through the courts and everything else to get custody of them. And honestly, it was probably the biggest mistake I ever made in my life.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because none of them appreciated it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
And, there's something significant about the struggle.
Yeah. Yep.
And if people go through the struggle and don't get everything handed to them on a platter, they come out much better. But having said that,
you appreciate it, earn it.
Yeah, you do.
You do. Because if it's handed to you, it's like, oh well, somebody else will hand it to me again.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's why lotto winners go broke soon after they win the lotto.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah.
Just do not know what to do with it and figure they'll win it again while they're blowing it.
Yeah.
I did know that back in the 80s it was the Pepsi challenge. I knew a family that won. It was like $8 million or some enormous amount of money. Last time I heard about them, they lived in an 18-foot camp trailer or a caravan. They spent every bit of it on stupid stuff and had nothing to show for it. They give an idiot money, and it doesn't take the idiot out of them. They just blew it.
Well, and some people just don't know how to manage money, period. They just don't. They just don't.
You'd be amazed at how many people don't. Probably 90%.
Well, I would love to know more about how to invest, but my brain just is not grasping.
It's my wife right there. The one with the master's of business.
Yeah.
She can take a nickel and make it crap a dime, you know.
You need to do one of these for your wife with me so she can tell me what to do. Now, Carol, take that $1,000 and go do. Okay.
Well, I don't know if a flower would get it or not, darling, but it took her 6 years of university study to get that master's of business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, don't come easy.
I bet you $10 she already had a knack for it.
Yeah, she's pretty brilliant.
She's one of those math Asians. That's an affectionate term if I hear me use that.
Yeah. This is one of the reasons why I have a bit of problem with some of the technical stuff that's out there these days, like ChatGPT, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get it. Most of us went to school and we studied hard and we wrote the answers and we stuffed the answers up, but we learned. Here, the student goes in, types in ChatGPT, puts in the question to ChatGPT, and at the end of the day, the ChatGPT answers the question. Did the student? No.
No.
Do they understand what was written? No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm naughty though. I play with ChatGPT sometimes. I just random.
I don't even know what it is. I'm honest. I don't know what
ChatGPT.
Yeah, just stay that way. But I just ask it questions just to see what it says. It's like an encyclopedia. Really, it's like talking kind of to encyclopedia with like when you have one of those little boxes on people's channels and it's automated and they're like, ask us a question or whatever. That's ChatGPT, where they're friendly to you, Bob, but it's not really necessarily a person talking to a program.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
can I share this with you guys? Sure. I had a Karen moment the other day. Yeah.
Not a Karen.
My own personal Karen moment, you know. There was privately owned little coffee shop, and every afternoon I'd go, or every morning I'd go over and get my smokes, stop in and have a cup of coffee at a privately owned place. Been doing that for a few weeks. Liked it and all that. And in fact, there was a lady around my age, her job was to go, she had clients on the phone and they'd send her a grocery list. She'd go get groceries and deliver them. Yeah. So I got along well with her. And she brought her grandson, who was in high school, for me to talk to me about travel, because he's already been to South Africa and he was now going to go to another country. And he was studying the Spanish-American War. And I've been to some of those places where the Spanish-American War happened. Wow. So we had a respect going on between her and I. And okay. And I remember one day, now she's got clients, so when she gets a call, she's got to go. And, you know, I used to, I'd see her in the shop once in a while. And I went in there one day and she's getting up leaving. And I said, oh, see, as soon as I arrive, you leave. I swear to you, I took a shower this morning. That was it. Okay. Mm. And here's the shop owner, the female shop owner says to me a couple days ago, she says, I don't like you to talk to my customers like that because now she might be afraid to come back in here.
Oh my gosh.
She said that. Yeah. And it was like, that was when I was leaving her coffee shop and I didn't put up a scene or anything. I know. And she's getting into my business who I can and cannot talk to. Who I can and cannot talk to in the coffee shop.
You flushed out the wokeness in the coffee shop, Bob.
Bingo. Yeah. And I was leaving and I walked out and I went, well, that's easy to fix. I'm not coming back. You know, you just lost a customer, lady, a daily customer for $1, you know, one almost every day, stop in and get a cup of coffee
but
for
Bob,
20 to 30 minutes.
Words are violence, Bob. Words are violence. If they lead to violence, they can be, but we can't express ourselves. You told basically a joke. You were joking.
The lady I knew, you know, that brought her grandson, talked to me about international travel, knew that. And in fact, I used to see her around the supermarket once in a while and smile and wave at each other. That's it. I'm not hitting on anybody. Yeah. I'm not, I'm happily married. And then she stuck her nose into my business and I went, Easy enough. You just and I
It,
didn't
by
put up a
chance,
scene,
so
nothing.
is
I
maybe
just left.
she is the lady from another country where she misunderstood that it was a joke?
No, she's from here.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I can tell you that challenge comes up way too often, and I agree with you, Bob. I just simply say to them,
yeah,
"You just lost a client.
You lost a client.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought a bag of their coffee ground, had them grind their coffee beans, brought it over to the Philippines, had my Filipino family hold it up in front of the camera, got their email, and I sent them an email. Your coffee has gone international.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm doing you a favor, and then they posted that on their website, I guess, and I did them a favor there. I'm friendly. I come in there and talk to people. Not always. Most of the time, there's nobody in there to talk to, but 20 minutes having a cup of coffee. And no, you can't talk to my customers like that.
Wow.
I didn't put up a scene.
People can be ridiculous, though.
I just did she said that to me when I was leaving, and I just did the mature thing. Let the door, close the door. We're done. That's it.
Yep.
You do not have power and control over me. Now, if I did something heinous, but
that's what I don't understand. It's like words of violence.
Somebody who knows you're joking is not.
Yeah, the other person knew you were joking, but what I don't understand is words are violence. They want to shut us up, but they're being a bully in the process. They're bullying the other side. So they're becoming exactly what they're telling you not to become. It's like total madness to me. Like just madness.
Woke. Lost a customer. Oh, well.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. I'll just find something else to do in the morning. That's all.
I just found, I'm going to put it up. I found that mushroom coffee. It's actually quite reasonable considering all the mushroom coffees that they're putting out. The one that you shared. So I'm just going to share the page I found that has a bunch of his stuff. He's a surfer, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And he's into the natural lifestyle of eating and everything. So here's a bunch of them. Amazon had, I think, is yours the K-cup or is yours the loose ground?
I have both. This here's the K-cups.
I thought you held up K-cups because I have a K-cup, but I can do pour over too. So that one on Amazon is $13.93.
Yeah, you can get either one.
Okay. But does that sound about right? $13.93?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
Now,
some of the others are higher than that, but
yeah.
What I suggest is read them and make sure that it says it's a functional. It's functional mushrooms.
Okay. Yeah, these are the functional mushroom ones.
See if you can read the back label that tells you what all mushrooms are in it.
Well, I would go with Larry. I've had good experience with his brand for his cream. And I've
never had the creamer, but I've had other coffees.
Delicious. It's a coconut creamer. I love
the tall, dark, and handsome coffee.
I think that's the one I just clicked on. That's a little bit more. But this one's called Ground Dark Roast from him, and that one is $16.43 on iHerb or iHerb, however you want to say it. They're usually pretty reasonable with their prices for anything like that. All right.
But now I like a dark roast coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do too. But now that I'm drinking it black, it's a little bit more like
it could be
bitey.
A little
kind of sip it and it bites you a little bit.
I put you can't see in my cup now. It's too low. I put whipping cream in mine.
Oh, we used to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from sugar. So
heavy whipping cream.
Oh, just heavy whipping cream. Oh, okay. I was thinking the kind that comes out of the can.
No, heavy whipping cream. And then I take a frother to it, which really froths up that cup of coffee.
Oh, it sounds
the biggest thing I ever did was stop sugar.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Please encourage me in that
stevia.
Because it's hard. You what?
It is hard, but I'll tell you what, you won't know life without it. because
it'll make you sick if you go back to it.
If I even smell honey or sugar, I don't feel good.
Really?
Yeah.
I love honey. See, that's like let me step that back a little bit. I love a treat that I will make myself, which is just cinnamon and honey on full fat, like organic yogurt, plain yogurt. And it's just the cinnamon and honey. And yeah, I can't imagine like giving up honey forever. I can give up like the sugar that they bleach out and everything like that. I'm off of that. The only problem is I really wanted something sweet today. So what do I turn to? It's basically a chemical that they make for ketogenic people.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same, thing. So,
yep. So
that I use stevia.
What I do is if I have sugar, it's generally fruit, so it's fresh, it's natural sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I will not take sugar and put it in my coffee. I don't cook with sugar. I don't cook with salt.
Okay. So you don't make any sweets anymore. Just fresh fruit is your treat.
Fresh fruit. And occasionally, if I want, I'll have maybe a lolly of some sort, a candy of some sort, but it is very occasionally. It's not a usual.
Chocolates and stuff don't tempt you or any of that. You're lucky. My husband's a total he's. I mean,
chocolate is my downfall.
He's 4 years older than me, and right now we have Lucky Charms. His Lucky Charms in our in our pantry. So that's a little bit about how much he likes sugar.
So what got me off sugar was when I was 5 years old, I saw my cousin getting a filling. And we had a cupboard that was filled with lollies. And I went to my mum and I said, empty the cupboard.
Wow. Yeah.
And that was it. Never had sugar after that.
I get that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. I had a lot of fillings when I was young. What's funny is Mom was really good about not having sugar. We weren't allowed to have sugar cereals. We didn't have a lot of sweets. She was not good at brushing my teeth when I was little. I brushed my kids' teeth, and my daughter didn't have a cavity until she was always on her own brushing, and she always had her retainers in. And I think that's part of it is the bacteria got trapped in there. She didn't get it out, and she ended up with her first one.
So I'm 62 and I've never had a filling.
That's amazing.
Very good.
You're blessed. Yeah. So what a blessing. Because they say too, that any kind of decay in the mouth goes right to our hearts.
Correct.
They even say it with animals too. That's what we're dealing with poor Resi. It's like our dog. It's like a dual thing. She had the heart murmur. We found out about it. Well, now she can no longer go in for her teeth getting clean. So what happens is even if we brush them, they've started to go. It's like, okay, what do we do? What can we do? Oh, well, you got to go see this specialist now and see if we can do something for her. Last time we saw a specialist about her, they thought she had a blockage. It was $900 for one scan. And we have insurance with another hospital who couldn't, for some reason, do the same scan. And it was like, got to be kidding. This is going to be like a CT of her heart.
For you, medical services is rarely expensive.
Yes.
Extremely.
Yes. Very expensive.
That's one reason why I started learning herbs and stuff.
Yeah.
I totally skipped the doctor. So
yeah. I need to learn more about them.
Your new mansion and your new sports car, because I'm not.
Right. Yeah. It's cocaine is what we were talking about today. It's basically
it is sweet poison. It's actually more addictive than Coke.
It is. Yep, I've heard that. Yep, I believe it too. And then you have to believe it because once that study came out a long time ago about that it does about the same thing for our brains. Oh, suddenly all these corporate made foods had corn syrup in them. Added to them. High fructose corn syrup. Not only does it light up your brain, it shuts down I think it's called the ghrelin, which tells you you're full. So you can just mindlessly eat forever on that junk.
Yeah.
Totally planned.
Yeah, it's like having diabetes. Children with diabetes they never feel full.
Yeah. Well, something was shutting down me, and that's why I was going off.
It does the same thing as diabetes does.
Yeah.
You can't tell when you're full.
Yeah, that's why I was pulling the sugar, because
stomach and the brain don't communicate.
Yeah, I was getting that way, like an insulin resistance.
Homestead Aquarius, you do not need a nutty buddy.
Oh, he's so bad. Talk about like
Little Debbie is horrible.
So sugar addicted. Little Debbie's a hoe. She's a hoe.
Yeah,
that little Debbie.
She is.
Stay away from her. She's a naughty woman, like the Bible talks about. Don't go down that trail with her. Hey, Gardening Fitness. But yeah, so that's why, and I've been doing mostly. I'm hoping I'm not going to get tired of eggs, because I do a lot of eggs for protein, and
a
then
lot of
fish.
different ways though to fix them.
Every day, 2 eggs.
Oh, you too? Okay. Do you ever get bored and just make yourself deviled eggs though?
You know what I do? I'm either gonna, depending on what's happening during the day. Say, for example, it's a weekday.
Little Debbie.
A couple of fried eggs on some toast with some cheese.
Okay.
On the weekend, I'll make myself some scrambled eggs, which I cut up some onion and some olives and some spinach and a few other bits and pieces, maybe a bit of cheese in there, and it's away I go. That's me.
Yeah. Oh, I love cheese. Homestead Aquarius knows that from being like, my weakness is cheese. I can sit there and take one of those little small blocks, take half of it, melt it in the microwave, and I can just eat melted cheese. Oh, you can too?
Oh, no, I can take half the block and just eat it.
Oh, see, I love it melted for some reason. It's like
I used to be able to do that, and the sharper the cheese, the better. But
yes,
I can't do that anymore.
Really?
Does it give you headache? This past summer, and I'm not sure because, well, I refused to be tested, but I think I may have had, the dragon thing.
Okay.
Because now, and the only thing it really affected was my taste buds where cheese are concerned.
The chew flu took away your taste buds for cheese? That's horrible.
It is. It is
awful.
I put cheese in my mouth, and it's like, it tastes like stomach acid.
Ew.
What, today now?
Yeah.
When was
it's never
when was the last
away.
time you had some cheese?
Oh gosh, probably probably a week or so ago.
Okay.
I tried it, and it was still the same way.
That's so
I can do some, if it's really super sharp cheddar, I can eat it.
Okay.
But like normal, regular, milder cheeses,
oh, I don't taste them now after doing the really sharp cheeses. It's like,
but I'm of the opinion that, and I've tried your cheese when we came into. My cousin lives in Florida, so when we came out onto the Carnival Horizon, we went and stayed with him, and he had some cheese there, and I can quite honestly say your cheese tastes plastic.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, it depends what cheese he gave you.
Too. Right.
Yeah, a lot of it.
If he gave you American cheese, it is plastic.
It's fake. It's fake. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's American cheese, it's our process.
American cheese, it's processed cheese food. Is what the label will tell you.
Product. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our corporate cheese. Corporate American cheese. That's not a real cheese.
It's nasty. It is.
But it used to make really good grilled cheeses when you were little, because it just would stretch and it was filling. You would have it with tomatoes.
Typical Aussie cheese. Typical Aussie cheese is like stretchy stuff,
But even real mozzarella, I tried some on a salad and I couldn't eat it. It literally tastes like puke in my mouth.
Are you sure it was mozzarella and not like it wasn't what's the other cheese?
It was terrible.
Like a sheep's milk cheese or a goat's milk cheese, because they get that sometimes when they go bad. They taste like you're eating vomit. They're like
no. Everybody else was like, there's nothing wrong with it, Mom. It tastes fine. And I'm like,
wow.
No, it's nasty. It's.
I wonder if you still have some like residual sinus stuff going on that it would
Could
do
be.
that.
Could be, but it's
That's
it's done it
me.
ever since I got sick and back in the summer, and it just I don't know, it isn't
That's
going away.
my problem,
But it's
Guardian.
only cheese is the only thing it seems to be affecting. It's weird.
Oh
Cheese and
yeah,
my taste buds.
on a wedge salad with some bacon, like fresh made bacon crumbled. Yeah,
Well, I'm glad we're making
making
you
me
hungry.
hungry. Yeah, and I can't go and eat cheese because all I have is Parmesan. Like,
Hello, Guardian. Yeah, Guardian's South African.
yes.
Guardian.
Hello,
You
Guardian.
confused me because you came in and said Australia, so I didn't pick up on any South African accent because people always confuse the two. So you confused me right off the bat. So when you said that, I was like,
I was born there and I lived there for 17 and a half years.
okay.
And then my parents made the biggest mistake of their life and brought me out to Australia. It was the best mistake they ever made.
Yeah. There's a lot of Guardian goes through it. There's a lot going down.
I will say, if I may be so bold, Bob, don't ever suggest anybody goes there.
It's scary.
Where?
Some film.
South
Africa. What's coming out of South Africa?
Oh no, I haven't. No, I haven't been there. I haven't been to South Africa. So.
Good.
I have to say that is one place I'm not.
Not.
I have no desire to go see.
Guardian has to protect his family. He lives in South Africa now with his beautiful wife, and she's blonde, and their children. It's children now, right? Guardian, do you guys have 2 now? But yeah, they're a lovely family.
I could see that.
So
he stays like his name. He stays pretty buffed up down there, and he's very vigilant. Good
to give you guys an idea, when I left South Africa, the South African rand was worth $1.10 Australian.
Children.
The current amount that the Australian dollar is worth, $1 Australian dollar buys 12 South African rand.
So, wow, it's coming apart. Huh?
South Africa was a first world country, is now a third.
Yeah, that's headed for all us first world countries.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear here.
Yeah. That's what the Americans kind of fear, was seeing what's happening at the borders, is that they're pushing us into that situation too.
Yeah, well, you'll fix that shortly. I know you will.
Oh, I hope so. We're all hoping. But then it's like, if we do get to fix it for 4 years, who's going to go in that place and do it again, or will they line their pockets with our enemies' money?
That's why we can't let them take our Second Amendment rights.
Yeah. That's just scary times all over the globe. It's really sad. It's very sad.
It is. Well, there's evil is running rampant everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
Greed helped with that. A lot of especially the governments that, like even with when going down to certain places and bringing in supplies during difficult times. First cut always goes to those who are running the place and their friends. Like all the politicians get their cut first, then their friends, then the higher ups, and it hardly gets to the people, the average people, in certain places, like certain islands. I'm not going to name any, but our neighbors are from one of them, and it's just sad. It's really, really sad. I will say, though, an earthquake hit one of these islands, and it kind of woke them up a little bit. My husband went down, again, a mission trip right before we got engaged, totally unplanned. And he went down and he had voodoo drums were playing every single night. He's like, the spiders were as big as my hand.
No.
It's not Australia, by the way. It's not Australia.
I'd rather meet
when I said spiders.
Have faith, guys. God has a plan.
Yeah.
Have faith.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, the earthquake, though, I spoke to my neighbor, and she said the earthquake changed a lot of that. They don't have that rampant culture of the drum beating night and incantations and all that stuff going on at that place. but they did have a very crooked government to get help into the people. And I don't know how we as average folks change that if they mess with our voting.
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you do it? I mean, I'm not terribly religious, but you know how you do it?
I know you pray, Bob. How could I say that? That's true.
Yeah, pray. God has a plan.
Yeah, indeed.
God always wins. Good always wins. It takes time, but he makes you suffer for a while until you realize that why didn't I ask you?
Yeah.
You're right there. That's all we have to do. This,
he is
I'm not
the
a
one and
religious
only
fanatic
that
or
can
nothing.
fix any of it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
He'll put you in bad situations so you turn back to him.
Yeah, this is what you might appreciate that I did this, Sean. I don't know if you heard. Did you hear that Ohio sheriff talking about going up and talking to the FBI?
No.
In Washington, a bunch of sheriffs went to Washington.
Yeah.
Could not have a seat with vice president, of course. The FBI met with them to tell them how things in this country are on higher alert than they were before 9/11, and they kind of knew 9/11 might happen.
It's a lot worse than before 9/11 happened.
Yeah, and
as far as the threats and stuff
in that place in Ohio, they were actually going to train their citizens.
Did they ever get the Children's Hospital back online in Chicago? It was hacked. Oh yeah, it was hacked.
He was talking about that too. That they were down for 2 months because
several hospitals hacked, but the Children's Hospital in Chicago is one of the largest in the world.
Oh wow, I didn't hear about that, Brenda.
Able to communicate from one floor to the other. They have, of course, all their patient files are online.
Yeah,
they're on a computer, and they could not operate them because they were hacked.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Have no clue what medications or anything else to give these children.
That's horrible. Yeah, they were saying that basically
I know as of yesterday, it still wasn't back online right, and that had been I think 4 or 5 days, something like that.
FBI looking into cyber hack at Chicago's Children's Hospital. That was 1 day ago. Both of these are 1 day ago, but they're YouTube videos, so I can't play it.
Can I just say something really quickly? Guardian, likewise, mate. It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm glad. Thank you, Homestead, for putting my link down under. Check us out from time to time. Have a look, see if you enjoy the lifestyle down under.
Oh, I have no doubt. I would love traveling through there.
And
I love seeing other cultures. I love to learn about other cultures. That's one thing I really liked about Hawaii. It was and they showed a lot of the old culture, not, just Honolulu.
Mm-hmm. I did actually see a YouTube of some officers of the border control officers having a Senate discussion.
Good.
That was really very interesting because the questions were being asked, is our security at risk? And their answers were coming back, yes.
Yeah.
And
everybody's at risk.
During the previous administration, you had 30,000 people come through for the year. And here you had 30,000 people. Now you've got 30,000 people coming across the border every week. It's like, give me a break.
Yeah, just do the math. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sheriff was saying they have gotten hacked. They're getting hacked multiple times a day by China, Russia. There was a third. China, Russia. Iran. Iran is joining in now. But what he was doing was trying to get the citizens trained. He said their class was full already. So I called my local sheriff's office. I'm like, have you guys heard this? Is there any kind of training for us as citizens, even self-defense classes that you guys offer? Nobody knew anything as far as them doing that, who I spoke to. Nobody knew anything for my city police department if they ran anything. It's all private, pretty much. You have to go and learn self-defense privately. They don't seem to have an outreach for the citizens, which I think is ridiculous. I think they should.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They want a safe city and a safe county, they should be training the citizens what to look for.
Like, that's why there's people like me teaching self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband ran into a situation a couple weeks ago.
That's where you get your training. Is you have to pay for it and go get it yourself.
Yeah,
you have to seek it out.
Yeah, you do. He ran into a situation at a gas station where the guy on the opposite side of the pump was pumping gas, and a homeless guy who was higher than a kite came up and got in his truck and wasn't going to get out.
We're used to that here. We're pretty battle hardened up here in Seattle. We're, all the YouTubers, oh, you poor people in Seattle. It's like, you know what? We have an advantage. We've been through it.
Yeah.
We know what to do, and we know what's coming.
That's true.
We've been through it.
Awesome. You've got to eat some kangaroos.
What is it like, kangaroo meat? Is it?
It's gamey. But when you cook it, you've got to cook it fairly lean.
Okay.
And sort of like just introduce it to the flames. This is the flame. This is the flame, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, I want my meat done.
If you try to eat kangaroo dead, as in charcoal, I'm telling you now, you wouldn't eat it. It's too tough.
Well, isn't deer like that, or rabbit?
I eat a lot of wild game here, but it gets cooked thoroughly. I don't eat
because of
raw.
Parasites. Yeah. So that would be a little bit weird for the American.
And deer, a lot of it depends on how old the deer is.
Okay. Yeah.
The younger it is, the more tender it is.
Oh,
it would be like raising a chicken for 6 or 7 years and then try to eat it. It would be tough.
Yeah, Guardian, thank you. You're right.
Yep.
We've been through it. In 2020, we've been through it. We already know.
Yeah, I should be a darn diamond by now.
Well,
I should have grew up a diamond. What are you talking about?
That's what part of my channel is preparedness. And I work every day to make sure my family is safe. We got enough to eat, no matter what happens. Doesn't make any difference. In fact, I put a video out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I put a video out just the other day about getting to know my neighbors. We've been living in this house for 2 years. We came from a horrible place full of drugs and crime and moved here. And I just ran into one of my neighbors that he's one of the wokies, oh, no weapons. Oh no. And guys, he's a teacher. So I was in the military when I was his age. I was in the military, U.S. military, and he was in a university getting brainwashed into Marxism. And we had a crime incident happen just across the street from here. I can't believe it's here. Wow. It's like, and
like it just got here. They didn't see all the burning going on.
It hasn't always been here.
If you bow to Marx, the world is utopia. He's an idiot. He's a brainwashed idiot. And I don't want to have to buy a gun. I don't want to have. And that's when I stopped talking to him. It's like he's depending on one neighbor who said, "If there's trouble, you can come to my house." Now I've told the same thing to a couple of my neighbors. Okay, I didn't say it to him.
It's Trisha White. Why would you say that to Whitey?
Let me just say this. Sometimes it takes brains to be stupid.
Yeah.
To just play dumb with people like that, so you don't show your hand.
But he's a man of the house. He's got 2 little kids and a wife.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to buy a firearm.
But,
it's like,
but this world has
don't come to me. I'm not going to do your fighting for you. I didn't say that. I'm thinking it.
This world has taught and trampled man.
Idiot,
Yeah.
To be a wine bag instead of standing up and fighting for their family and fighting to protect their families.
You see, we have a slightly different turn on that one, in that Australia doesn't have firearms.
That's right.
So from our point of view, we can't understand. I understand your First Amendment right to bear arms. But from our point of view, we're looking at and we're going, who are you defending yourself against?
The criminals who will always have them.
And the challenge is this. In your case, the criminals have that luxury of always having them.
Yeah.
In our case, it's very uncommon for anybody to have a firearm. So
you're on an island, though. It's kind of harder to smuggle them in. Here, they come across all our borders.
Yeah, so, I understand that.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that. But from our point of view, yes, we're going to defend. I'm going to defend with as best as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And in your case, you have that. The downside is you have that amendment that actually protects you. And from some cases, if you look at it, it's not.
You mean the downside is, and we rely on our guns too much and
Correct.
aren't trained in other ways.
I'm not. We don't.
Yeah, he's not. He's totally trained up and ready.
Yeah, Arnis. Yeah, stick and knife. Yeah.
I have personally
kids that are actually out there doing mass shootings, and the response comes back. It's not the weapon, it's the person. And from our point of view, we look at it and we go, well, if that kid didn't have the opportunity of having the weapon, he wouldn't have created that sort of issue in the first.
You realize that a lot of those are staged here?
He would have just found another way to do it besides that.
A lot of them are.
A lot of those shootings are staged in America. You'll find out that all of a sudden these amendments up in Washington are being discussed.
Year or when they're trying to do away with the Second Amendment or something like that.
There's been more shootings under this president than I've ever seen.
Oh, I can fully understand that because this president is not a president.
No, he's a shadow. Yeah, he's a puppet.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's hard to understand because you guys haven't lived in America.
There's a different master pulling the strings.
Yeah, it's just a different way of life for us.
We get it.
Yeah, but I mean, I wish we were like physically more trained. That's what I was looking for when I was calling our police department.
I think every woman should be trained in self-defense.
Yeah.
I have some mild like Krav Maga, but I don't have enough.
But I will tell you one thing, the biggest thing of all.
Yeah, big stick.
It's more to do with what's in your head. It's all in your head.
Oh, that's what
I have stood up to many a men that were well over 6 foot tall. I'm 4'11", and I've made them back down every time.
But that Wokey over there, if he doesn't have enough balls to go take some boxing lessons or do something to protect himself, don't come to me. Don't bring your bullshit into my house because I'll close the door on you. You know, you had the time to be able to learn.
You're the man. You need to take care of your business in your own house, and it's not my responsibility as your neighbor to take that.
My wife.
I get it.
Homestead, I'll take to task for 1 minute. A comment you made. Yes, we used to have them. We had one major catastrophe. Yeah, they were removed. Today, yes, there is the wokeism, but and we've had our fair share.
And we watched here too, like because this is what they do to us. They divide us really quick.
Yep.
We watched here how they had so much control over their citizens in Australia during that time, and how they were opening places to just put people who had COVID. Like you need to go. Basically, do it was like a concentration camp, is what they were showing us. So we don't know, like, was that true?
The info, in many cases, your info was incorrect, right?
Yeah, and that's what they're doing to you guys too.
Same thing that you guys are getting the incorrect information too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we're getting incorrect information, but
yeah,
when people come to me and we start seeing what we call the Port Arthur massacre happening again and again and again and again, we think, this is ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't want to get down a weapons. I much rather like your style, Bob.
Yeah.
Arnis?
Using the stick.
Yeah, he knows how to use the stick and the knife because the Philippines, the same thing, right, Bob? They took their guns.
No, Filipinos can own guns. Yeah.
No, but I mean, when they learned the stick, when they were learning the stick and the knife, weren't they under the rule where they were removing their guns? That's what the lady who was teaching it was saying during that period. they were taking it away from the civilians. And
Spain came to the Philippines in 1521. And the Filipinos already knew arnis, knew they had their own martial art, which is stick and knife. And the Spaniards were trying to remove that from them. Yeah. So they hid it in dancing. They were doing the same 12 strikes and dancing, and they hid it.
I knew there was a story there. I couldn't remember it exactly. Yeah, sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
But they did lose. They did lose their firearms during the Marcos years when the dictator Marcos came in, and it didn't stop the killing. No, it didn't stop the killing. It didn't. Well, it didn't do anything.
Murders have been happening since the beginning of time. I mean,
it didn't stop the killing when they removed all the firearms forcibly. Didn't stop it at all. And now like I can't, as a U.S. citizen, I can't own a firearm over there, but my wife can.
Yeah.
Hang on, I don't understand that statement.
Yeah, I don't get that one, Homestead.
I'm a U.S. citizen. What are you talking about, me?
No. Homestead made a comment at the bottom. Most Australians, they know what?
That he probably comes in contact with on YouTube or talking to us about guns. It's because it's over there on their MSM. Sky News, I watch Sky News sometimes, and I'm like, they're just as bad as our CNN or MS.
It is so.
They flip-flop all the time. They seem like, they're just like ours. It's all propaganda.
Sky News Australia sickens me. It makes me vomit. A lot of propaganda. It makes me vomit because every single story about the United States is hate. And how incompetent the United States is. All and everything they do. Well, I asked a guy I talked to on YouTube the other day who's full of that shit too. So Peter, when do you think Australia will be able to make a submarine? They can't even make a submarine there. They can't make heavy equipment to move the earth. They have to buy it from the Koreans and the United States.
Yeah, absolutely.
When do you think you guys could be able to build a commercial aircraft? When it becomes you're an entire continent.
When it becomes financially viable for us to do it, and it's not.
Why is it not, though?
Because first of all, to do any manufacture in this country is hellishingly expensive. And we demand the workers here demand way too much in the way of money. So for us to actually manufacture something, it's much easier if we go out to some other place and get it built. It annoys the
buy it cheaper than they can produce it themselves.
To be honest,
let's maybe reel it back because this is like such an intense conversation. My whole life was supposed to be about spring coming and our seeds, and we got so far off track. But Guardian, I want to address what you said with just a joke. I heard it yesterday, and it was basically like, I think any outsiders that are looking at our planet, we are basically like how we look at ants. If you believe in the aliens and everything, that we're like us having a conversation with ants. It just doesn't vibe. That doesn't happen. And then the comedian says, like, "Hello, Earthlings. I'm here from such and such, and will you please show me?" And I forget how he said it, but one of the people, like, he wanted to know more about humanity and like how we, function. Some reason some lady's like, "I'm a woman." "Well, I'm a man." "Well, I'm neither." And he's like, that'll throw him off right from the get-go, like that we don't even know our own biology. Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, but of course his delivery was perfect and it was great, but it was like, like
for starters, people are a lot like ants.
Yes.
You can take black ants and put them in a container. And you can put red ants in a container, and they will all get along just fine.
Yeah.
Until somebody shakes them up, then they start killing each other.
And that's what they're doing to us over the globe. Yeah, the powers that be.
You have to ask yourself when you watch Sky News Australia, why are they reporting so much on the United States and not telling you what's happening in your own country?
Oh, I can answer that question very easily. and that is Australians don't want to find out what's going on down under.
There's plenty of people on YouTube that are
scary
themselves and lie often.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a time.
I would say, from experience, the biggest problem we have, a social problem in the United States, is the smuggled in drugs. Period. That's what drives all the crime. Mm-hmm. That's what drives all the greed and extortion.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Yep.
Drugs drive it all. You know.
Yeah.
Greed is the worst thing.
Yeah. The love of money is the root.
Love of money is the root of all evil.
Yep. That's where it begins. The love of money. Yep. Absolutely.
Here, you can't carry a pocket knife at work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much like stricter.
My husband carries his 9 mil at work.
Yeah. See, they have laws where you can't do that here.
Well, my husband.
Oh, congratulations on 5 years.
But yes, they encourage all of their employees to carry.
This year will be 29 for us, Guardian. Congratulations on your 5th year. It's great.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
And I just, I really
5 years? Oh my gosh.
I really don't pay too much attention about international news or any of that.
Shears are more. I agree, Gear. Don't run with scissors.
I can control what's inside my house.
That's what Bob and I talk about.
I realize my limitations. That's all I can do. Right now, I'm making organic fertilizer for my houseplants while we're sitting here talking.
You're not in the bathroom. You're not in the bathroom.
What? I don't get that.
Organic fertilizer.
No, that goes to another department. Like down and out that way.
Yeah. We're not into the human newer too much. There's some. There's the new age hippies that will do.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's scraps and stuff that he uses from the kitchen and
and
anything.
These are dandelions I dug out of my front yard today, and
that's awesome.
I get them hot.
I get them hot. Good for you.
They're good for you. Make tea with.
Yeah, get them hot, grind them up, and then turn them into a powder. Sift it twice, and then and pour it into a liquid. And crisp my houseplants. Feed my houseplants. Yeah.
That's what I was looking for today, Guardian, and I was really disappointed that they had nothing to say that they were doing for the citizens. But I think that's great, Bob, that you make use of your resource and then you're making your own fertilizer. And really, too, that's soil. You're creating soil, too. Really great soil.
There, Shawnee.
Well, folks, I'm going to call it quits.
Okay, Sean. Thank you. I'm sorry I got into that. I went wild.
Hey, that's what this lovely method of communication does. It allows you to communicate,
and it makes us aware.
We're not allowed to do anymore.
Yeah, and it also makes us aware that they're lying to us all to a certain degree.
Absolutely,
so we stay divided. So we stay divided.
So
and we don't unite.
I'm going to say thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
For meeting all you folks.
Yeah,
and we'll see you around the traps.
Yeah,
don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I'll have to come over and see. Did you film that whole thing with the Helping Hands? Your first?
Yep, it's all been filmed. You can see it on our channel. There are several channels that have got it, and also we're running a cruiseathon this weekend, which means we're trying to raise some funds so we can get some more people on board a cruise ship. So
wonderful.
Come and check us out. Check it out and see what you think.
Thank you. Right, I'm actually raising funds for our friend Yossi right now, who's over in Israel. His father is not doing well.
I fully understand what's going on there.
Yeah. He's caught up in all that.
Oh, yeah.
And he lost.
Yeah, you want to talk about hard times. Wow.
Yeah, he just lost his dad. Like, he's not dead. They moved him out of the apartment that his name is on. So, anyway, Have a good night, Sean. Hopefully next time it'll be lighter.
Awesome. Take care, folks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Appreciate you. Okay, so seeds and Springmas. The idea of Springmas came from Broke Farmer, and it's basically sharing extra seeds that you might have, or you think that somebody else won't have those seeds or might want them. So you think about your seeds that you have extra of. I know I have a ton of, and other gardeners will probably have this too, is those asparagus beans. The the really long green beans.
I've never grown those.
Oh, well, that's mine. If you can, my email is on my page. Just shoot me an email with your address, and I'll try and shoot some out. I have to send Diva in the dirt some of her stuff.
Now I grow the long Asian
long. This is
purple bean.
I like that one.
Than the noodle beans.
Yeah, mine is more. It's called the asparagus.
They are different than the noodle beans in the way that they're skinnier.
Okay.
But they stay firm longer. They don't get that soft, I don't know, foamy
They're
stuff
beautiful.
inside of them, like foam. They are gorgeous.
I love the way they look.
And they have beautiful blooms on them. The blooms are beautiful.
I have never had a fried dandelion flower. Huh? Good to know.
Oh, you want dandelions?
Good?
I got plenty of them.
Yeah, I have none.
Dandelion jelly is yummy.
I've never had that. I can't have that now because it's sugary. Unless I make like apple scrap jelly.
You could do the sugar-free. I don't know if you could do the sugar-free version or not. I always make dandelion jelly, and I make wild violet jelly, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful color.
Oh, I bet
in the spring of the year. Yeah.
They have beauty berry jelly that they do down here, which I don't know how that would taste like anything. They don't really, and it's also something you can rub on yourself to keep mosquitoes away. But they make jelly out of it, and it's beautiful because it's a hot pink berry. So it comes out like a pretty
you're definitely up.
Oh, wow, already?
They'll be blooming for Easter then.
Yep.
Ours are in some places further south in Missouri. They're starting to peak up, but they're not up real tall yet.
Barry, I forget what part of Kentucky you're in, like as far as like how far up you are in Kentucky or in. I forget. Because it definitely down
what
here
part of the state are you in? North, south, east, west?
Yeah, what part of Kentucky? That's all. Just like north, south, east, west. Thank you. That was the way I wanted to say.
Yeah, we got our tulips and daffodils are coming up, and so is a rhubarb. I'm going to plant more rhubarb, Carol. I love that stuff. I love it.
You're going to try it again? Okay. Good for you, Bob.
I rhubarb.
Lost 2 of the 6 plants that they were eaten up by earwigs, but I'm going to grow more.
Yeah, how do you get rid of earwigs?
I've looked into that, and I think the only thing that really works is diatomaceous earth. But
but you gotta keep putting it down.
Right. And I learned that they like to eat garbage. And all last winter, I put ground chopped up paper in my backyard.
Oh yeah.
And the backyard was infested with earwigs. The front yard had none. So this year I didn't put any chopped up paper on the grass. I'm just, maybe that way I can avoid feeding them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what we can get through. I'll try different things.
I would think you could still probably burn the paper and use the ashes.
That's what I'm doing now. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. I put the ashes around the tree trunks in my yard.
Yeah, I save a lot of ashes from the stove, wood ashes, and use on the garden and on a lot of flowers. If you have an odor,
this fertilizer that I'm making.
I think we have delays going on.
It's probably my internet. My internet is really sucky. Has been for a couple months.
Okay.
It's one reason it took me so long to come on with the coffee was because I lost my internet.
Oh, okay.
And by the time I pulled you up on the phone, the internet was back on my, so I could use the computer again.
Yeah.
But like lilac bushes. We moved on to a place that was like really, really old, and they had a huge lilac bush there. But the lady said that it hadn't bloomed in years. Well, we started burning wood, and I was like, put them ashes around that lilac bush, and that thing just burst out with blooms. It was beautiful.
What was it? What was it you put down?
wood ashes from the wood stove.
Oh, the wood ashes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as it's hardwood ashes, they'll love it.
Yeah.
Very
In the
product realtor.
fertilizer I'm making right now, part of it is wood and
Mm-hmm.
paper ash. Yeah, part of it is. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. I don't know exactly what ash does though. Do you know what it does for the soil?
It changes the pH.
It changes the pH. Okay.
Yeah. I don't look into stuff too much, but what I know is that wood ash comes from trees. Okay, now it's just powdered. So it comes out of the ground and it goes back into the ground.
Yeah.
It's a concentrate. So put it on there. I just
Got
put it around some of my trees and stuff just the other day.
Yeah, I just hear of gardeners using it, and I don't know. Like I've even heard of them rolling, like the yams in the cuttings, like before you plant the yams down here. But I just plant the they're called bulbs, so I don't need to do that. So I just didn't understand the use of ash really. But the pH makes sense to change the pH. Ours is pretty even, but it goes towards base here because
good night,
of
Guardian.
all the shells.
Good to see you again, Guardian. Take care.
Oh, good night, Guardian. Sorry I was over on a map. Have a good weekend, you too. Happy anniversary. Thanks for popping in. Get to water the garden this year. Oh, good. Hopefully awesome. He will. I hope he does. So Shawnee's talking about a move.
They'll charge you for them.
What was that? Say
the
that
mineral
again.
buckets. Like they feed minerals, lick buckets for cattle and stuff.
Yeah, for the yeah. Horses have them too.
Yeah.
Horse lick. They just would call them horse lick.
Yeah. They're great to plant in. But around here they charge you dearly for them.
No, that stinks. Yeah, that's happened with also reused nursery pots here. They're now going up.
Oh, really?
Yep. You used to be able to go get them. Yeah.
A couple of years ago for like $1 a piece for like, what were they? I forgot how many gallon they were. They were from big trees. I mean, they're huge containers for like $1 a piece. I got them off of Marketplace.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually where you can find them here. Marketplace, Craigslist is the two.
I very seldom mess with Craigslist anymore. I used to, but
yeah. Well, that farm and garden section sometimes is where you find the nurseries that will post there, but mostly OfferUp is good here. It's pretty legit. Yeah, we stick with that and Marketplace. But Marketplace, I usually do better on OfferUp. If it's chunks like biochar, it's little hotels. Yeah, not biochar. It was just ash. Yeah, biochar is great too for breaking up the soil. Yeah. And you can charge it. You can basically soak it in stinky water and put it in your soil. Need to eat. It was interesting. This thing is jumping all over for me. Well, you guys, it's 3:20 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it. It's been on for like over 3 hours tonight. And I hope we didn't scare Sean away.
You guys will go 10 more minutes and that'll give you 4 hours. It's this 3 hours and 49 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost.
I'm not going to push it because it's 3:20 a.m. here and I don't want my husband to wake up and I'm like still online at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, my husband will be getting up here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys being up here and I hope it didn't get too crazy, but I'm glad we could tell him and he could tell us that we also are getting misinformation.
Yeah, which we knew that, but
yeah, kind of, but we didn't know it about other countries. Like we didn't know.
To confirm it.
Yeah. Oh, my Renaissance grandma, you're still here and Grumpus on fire in the background. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for my people in the bushes too who aren't.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Really
talk to you for a minute after the broadcast, Carol.
Okay.
Yeah.